Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Good morning. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm your old pal, AJ, and here to my left, you may not recognize him.
No.
But you know him and you love him.
Look at that.
It's Rob Thompson. It is.
Hey,
it's Rob.
Yes.
Yay.
Hold
Good
your
morning,
applause.
Rob. Good morning.
Hold your applause till the bitter end. Pay no attention to those gigantic ears you see flopping on the side of my gray face.
Yeah. A shaved down, a shorn
I have been shorn
Rob
from
Thompson.
the neck down, hairless.
Oh.
You wouldn't know it to look at me, but hairless.
You look like a baby under
I
there.
am like a 12-year-old boy.
Waxed.
Waxed and shiny.
And I hope none of you guys are waxing your 12-year-old boys.
No. I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you do with your spare time.
Maybe
Vic.
they're swimmers. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess that's a reasonable thing.
No. Appreciate it. I got drunk and got a haircut.
You know, I didn't have hair in the age where when that became in vogue, but that doesn't seem like.
I think it's a brilliant idea if you're a hairdresser.
It kind of is, because what they
or
do.
Stylist, I guess, is the term now.
First of all, that's the other thing. When I got haircuts, I went to barbers. Only barbers.
Well, I didn't. I always go to Super Great Fantastic Cuts.
I don't let. First of all, I never.
But I didn't do that this time.
I didn't let women cut my hair.
Well, see, I found, and this is not prejudice. This is true. That Asian women cut my hair best.
That's crazy.
I have Asian hair. I do. I have straight hair.
My rules were no women.
Okay.
No whites.
Okay.
What?
No white people. I wouldn't let white people cut my hair. It was either a Mexican or a brother.
What,
that was
like
it.
a prison?
That's it. And and they had to be older.
Well,
I
I
wasn't
was-
looking for some young guy cutting hair like some rookie. I want an old ass black man or an old ass Mexican man cutting my hair that was a barber. That if you came in and said, "Oh, I need to get a perm," he would have said, "Get your ass out of my shop." Like I wanted a barber, and that's what I did.
Well, then look
Now
what
I've
happened.
got
Look
nothing.
what happened
Now
to
I'm
you.
left with nothing.
So
I'm hair
maybe,
bankrupt.
Maybe you should have branched out. I've never been a barber dude, just because I don't know. I for the longest time I had one guy that cut my hair, and then he passed away, and then I had another woman that cut my hair forever, and she moved back to the Philippines, and
I think
I've
also
been bereft since.
the reason you are more of a stylist guy than a barber guy is your barber doesn't need to use clippers. I think if you use clippers with your haircut,
I
it's
get
important
clippers.
to have a barber.
Sometimes they use clippers. No, the reason
Yeah,
I went
you're right.
the reason I went to where I go is one, expedience. I can schedule on the app, so I can go. They say be here in 15 minutes. I show up in 15 minutes. I'm not waiting. So that's 99% of the reason I go to Super Great Wonderful Clips. And the other part of that is, I can pay $15 for a good haircut. I can pay $15 for a bad haircut, and that goes for $100, $50. So this haircut I got now cost me $50 plus tip, and I could have paid $10 for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about, I get bad haircuts unless it's somebody I trust, and this is just another long line. At least this one, they got me drunk while I was doing it.
For a guy who like, it does feel like your hair is a big part of your persona.
It's not a huge part, but it's big enough to where,
It matters to you.
It does.
You've come in more times since I've known you for the last 2.5 years. You've come in more times complaining about a haircut than going, man, what a great haircut. Why haven't you found someone you trust?
I'm looking. That's why for the longest time I didn't care. I just expected it to be bad, and I'd get over it, but I wouldn't spend much. This was my branch out. This was my wife going, why don't you try my guy?
Your wife
has a guy?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Your wife is a lady.
Yes, but he cuts men's hair. And he said he did all the time.
Oh, no.
And
can I ask a
I
question?
could say he'd cut it different.
Can I ask a personal question?
Mm-hmm.
And you may not even know the answer to this. Is this fella?
Yes, he's a gay man.
He's a gay man. That's what I thought.
I think that kind of went without saying.
Well, he would be a barber, I think, if he classified himself
But he is a stylist.
Hey, they're the best barbers, man.
A gay man? No, gay men are great at cutting women's hair.
Well,
They're great at cutting hair, period.
I can tell you it was a very different haircut.
You need an old black man who smokes cigarettes while he cuts your hair.
That's a military barber.
Yeah, that guy knows what he's doing, Bubba.
He would.
And what are you going to do, bitch about it? He'll slap the tar out of you.
That's why. No, because I don't expect him to do a very good job. So, and I'm not going to get into that because I know in those barbershops when I leave, they're going to talk about me when I'm gone.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Not maybe.
Well, that's
see that hippie in here. Hippie with that long hair.
You got to become part of the culture.
That's
in
the
there.
other thing now.
That's why I'm accepted in the black culture.
I have longer hair,
cut by black men all my years.
No, I have longer hair, and now if you're not edging up, you're not getting. They don't know what to do.
That's true.
I mean, if it ain't close to the scalp, they shoot.
No, it's
scissors.
true. You don't really have the hair for a barber.
That's
you have
why I have to go
hair,
to someone that actually uses scissors.
Yeah, you got to find someone that sure you can count on.
This is and normally they kind of work your hair, and you can kind of see how it's coming together. This one was like a total surprise. He was just cutting everywhere, and then poof, like, wait a minute, where did it all go?
Yeah, I don't think it looks particularly bad. It just seems like over and over again you're dissatisfied with your haircut.
And, I would be less dissatisfied if I'd have paid less. I paid less for bad haircuts. Then you walk away and go, well, I got what I paid for.
How many drinks did you get with this?
3.
So 3 drinks, 3 ranch waters. Let's just say you were at a bar. It's like
if I was at the airport, I'd be about
break even.
Yeah, pretty close. $15 a drink probably.
Yeah.
Plus tip.
So
and a free haircut.
Yeah, so just look at it that way.
It ended up costing me right at $70.
What kind of tequila was it?
I don't know.
Okay. That's probably not a good sign.
It looked like Patron. I couldn't tell.
Okay.
There's in a thing behind me just to make
clear.
It was well made.
Okay.
I mean, it was Topo. I saw the model.
Okay.
So.
I mean, listen, man. This is
sometimes
you got to pay to learn lessons.
I left. I looked in the mirror like, oh, yow. But I didn't. I wasn't angry at the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
because you had 3 tequilas in you.
So it's time to go.
That's how they trick you.
Yeah. Then I went on.
Yeah. That's I think the move for a barber that's not a super great. Well, maybe a stylist
or the very first one that gets you drunk.
Yeah.
And then if you like it and you'll come back knowing, well, at least I got drunk.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean I'm not one to it's probably too far out of your way. I would tell you to go to that barber college I make my kids go to because there's all kinds of hair people there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Super Great Wonderful Clips from here on out. I'm just gonna roll the dice
and just give it up.
I'm not ever gonna spend this much money again.
Well, I'm saying, I mean, my boys get their haircut for $10.
The other problem is I'm a spur of the moment. Yeah. I got time. I'm not going to drive across town unless I know I'm getting something that's worth the drive.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Now, when you go to the Super Great Wonderful, do you have an option to pick your stylist?
Rarely
on the app.
Sometimes I walk in and recognize one that has done a good job. I'm like, I'll wait for whoever.
Do you know their name?
No, I choose not to know them. They're people.
If you figure out their name, I think you can.
Help.
They're the Grays.
I think you can pick them in the app.
Well, no, you can't. Not me. Not my Super Wonderful Great Clips. I can just get in line.
Well, why don't you pick another one of those?
Well, if there was one by my house,
is they're a dime a dozen.
Well, they are, but I need to find one close. This one is literally on the exit to my house. Like I drive by it on the exit.
You should find one around here.
Yeah, maybe.
I bet there's better haircuts around here.
I bet
because there's a military base. Yeah,
I know there's barbershops all around me.
That might be your big switch.
But again, I'm walking in with a haircut these guys are unaccustomed to giving. Like I like it over the years, hippie style. Long haired hippie feet.
You get the colonel's haircut.
Yeah, I get the brass.
Oh, yeah.
I get the.
You get an Air Force haircut.
Yeah, I get the guys fresh out of the NAM look.
Yeah. They'll be all right. They'll figure it out.
Like special forces.
What a day! What a day!
Agent Orange.
We've got for you here. The NFL's regular season.
Went out with a bang, not a whimper. I'll tell you what.
Dust in the wind. I closed my eyes only for a moment.
It did go by fast for you. I know you personally, and I know this is like the end of the first church service. This hurts. This is a tough one. Yeah,
this hurt. I remember week 9. I was telling you, oh no, it's happening. We're already almost done. And now it is actually over. We've only got the playoffs left.
Is next weekend the best weekend or the following weekend?
The following weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you eliminate some of the riffraff.
Mm-hmm.
which I say that knowing full well my team may be part of that riffraff.
Well, maybe they get a tan.
Yeah,
a little sun.
We'll see. But a wild finish to Week 18. We'll talk about that next, and we'll start with that Sunday night game. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like they did clear that stall at 281 northbound at 1604. Traffic now flowing freely. We do have road work I-10 eastbound. That off-ramp to get onto UTSA Boulevard. Exit ramp is closed. And we still have those malfunctioning traffic lights. They're flashing red, so treat it as an all-way stop on 90 frontage road, both directions between Military to Penn Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jeremiah Smith played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
You made the New Year's resolution to get back in shape, but what happens? You don't see results and give up. Want real results? Go to Synergenics and Low T Center for a free men's TRT test and $200 off the women's hormone test. Book now, getmyhealthfix.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in San Antonio without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in San Antonio for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text INVEST to 64,000. San Antonio is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in San Antonio and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text INVEST to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text INVEST to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text INVEST to 64,000.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
If you're watching football this weekend, you know how it goes. Somebody's always hungry by the first quarter. So call Pizza Hut and get the Big New Yorker for just $10. Our biggest pizza for the biggest games. These slices are huge, like use 2 hands and fold it huge. Feed your crew and order ahead at pizzahut.com or in the app.
Pizza Hut!
Ask for limited time offer. Prices, participation, and availability may vary. Additional charge for extra toppings, max 3 and extra cheese. Taxes, tip, and delivery fee not included.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my run in PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
What a wild, wild finish to NFL Week 18. The Ravens and Steelers. Very fitting.
It was 3 quarters of boredom.
Yeah, it was.
It was average football for 3 quarters, and then they flipped the switch.
Well, as a person who bet the under and the Steelers.
Oh, you're feeling good.
I was feeling good until the fourth quarter. Steelers got there. I ended up having to split my bets because 27 points get scored in the fourth quarter in a game that you went into the fourth quarter 13-10 when your total's 42.5. You're usually feeling pretty good.
Pretty sweaty at the end.
Did not work out, but the Steelers did get the job done, although it didn't come without drama. The Steelers
27 were scored.
27 points in
31.
Yeah, there's some points left on the table for sure. The Ravens, their points in the fourth quarter basically came on 2 plays on 2 consecutive drives that were, it almost looks like, if you watch them now, it looks like a replay. It's the Steelers
wide open,
bust coverage and let literally the only decent pass catching option that the Ravens have. They let that guy, Zay Flowers, get behind the defense and catch a bomb touchdown.
The first one, okay, it happens. The second one is
you can't possibly let it happen again.
Hell, I don't know who's the bigger goat.
Well, now luckily between those 2 touchdowns, the Steelers also, I say luckily for the Steelers, they also scored a touchdown, and they followed up that second touchdown with a 5-play, 65-yard touchdown drive in just 1 minute and 25 seconds. Like probably the best offensive drive they had in the entire day came and it really the big play was Ravens defender falls down and Calvin Austin gets a 26-yard touchdown pass on 3rd and 10. The Steelers now they've got a chance to go up 3 with, I guess we're talking, how much time was left at that point? A minute 20. Like,
yeah, it wasn't much.
No, I guess about a minute left.
It was like
55 seconds, I think. Okay, so 55 seconds left. Chris Boswell misses the extra point. His first missed extra point in 4 seasons comes right at the time where it matters to where now the Ravens can go down and kick a field goal and beat you.
I don't know how he would have, given what could have happened. I don't know how he would have survived that.
Just brutal. And then what happens? The Ravens get to a 4th and 7.
Hold my beer.
With 20 seconds left. And Lamar Jackson hits Isaiah Likely on it's so funny because this play, the play that they complete is a 26-yard completion. It is going to be forgotten in time. If the Ravens go on to win this game, this is like highlight reel for next season and maybe like your playoff package. Like this is a huge, huge play. And Lamar takes a knee, centers up the field goal kicker, 44-yard field goal. Not even close.
Doink.
Like never had a chance to get in.
What was his name?
Tyler Loop, a rookie kicker from Arizona who replaced Justin Tucker, who happens to be the most accurate kicker in the history of the NFL. I couldn't help but think that Justin Tucker probably would have made it. And what's the big deal? He's a horny guy. Like now you can't kick in the league.
Little rub and tug. That's all he's chasing.
Big deal.
He's tense.
Tense. Yeah, he needs a little extra on his massage.
Look what he gave you when he wasn't so tense.
Yeah, he would have made that kick. I promise you that.
He would have been languid and loose.
I mean, and I mean, Chris Boswell, who was despondent on the sideline, it goes from being like, we're going to lose by 1 point because I missed this extra point to now he's elated, and the Ravens kicker
gets to go to the gallows.
Oh.
And the other side, the Pittsburgh, this guy's got his testimony for the rest of his life. He's going to talk about how prayer is answered. I was talking to God, and he
God
said,
is real.
I'm going to make him miss.
Oh, and I mean, when Aaron
was
Rodgers,
it the priest?
When Boswell missed that kick, the look on Aaron Rodgers' face was like, really, this is how it's going to end for me?
It's going to be over.
This is how it's going to end.
Because of a kicker.
Hey, wasn't there a priest blessing the field?
Yes. They did throw holy water on the field. And in fact, he threw it in the end zone that the field goal got missed in at the end of the game.
You see?
See what happens when you say a little prayer against people?
The Lord is
I'm going to pray against you right now.
Well, I can't confirm this, but I heard that the priest also prayed for Kyle Hamilton to get concussed in the second half. And sure enough, Kyle Hamilton was concussed in the second half.
The Lord giveth and taketh away.
And suddenly the Ravens or the Steelers offense looked a lot better without Kyle Hamilton out there trying to slow everything down. But what a crazy finish, for a game with a season on the line.
I think there's so much more. The ripple is going to be, I think Harbaugh's going to leave. I think he's gone. I think he's going to leave. I think we've seen the apex of the Lamar era in Baltimore.
The weird thing about this Lamar's cap hit next year is $75 million.
Oh, he can't go unless they trade him for Kyler.
So the options are the Ravens either have to extend Lamar and make it more cap manageable because the guaranteed money's all used up on this deal. So they either want to extend him and make it where the cap hit isn't as much of an albatross,
which is about all you can do.
Or they're going to trade him. And if you can get it's so rare to see this caliber of player traded in the NFL. It almost never there's guys like Aaron Rodgers getting traded when they're past their prime. This is a guy who is.
I don't think the market's going to be as good as you think.
I mean, a guy who is a two-time MVP. What do you get for that?
I don't know, and that's the worry. I think he's going to be in this Giannis boat in the NBA where I don't think there's a lot of suitors. I think everybody knows the value, knows how good he is, but knows the cost is something that a lot of teams. Why do I want to inherit that problem that I'm doing everything to avoid is in that salary cap hell of an overpaid quarterback? I'm going to go draft a young one and get 3 or 4 years out of this. Why do I want to spend that money? Unless I literally have 20 guys ready to go win a Super Bowl, and I will mortgage everything in the future to go do that. And there might be a team or two out there that comes to that realization. I just don't see it right now. I think the best thing they're going to end up doing is extending him and putting this contract out for about 6-7 years and then making it a little bit easier to get out of another team to go get.
Yeah. There are the teams that made the playoffs this year. You have 5 quarterbacks of the 12 on their rookie deals.
See, it's just, why would I want to inflict that stuff on me unless I had every other piece in place? And there might be, after the playoffs and things shake out, there might be a team or two looking at their quarterback going, he ain't it, and I got everything else.
I think I could, let me name a couple teams and you tell me if you think it makes sense. Minnesota Vikings.
They're pretty damn close. If they can squeeze that in, because they got a quarterback of the future that's still underpaid. You can still keep the deal. That might be a possibility.
Indianapolis Colts.
I don't see them doing that.
I mean, would you rather re-sign Daniel Jones
I don't know if Jones is the answer. I'm just saying I don't see Irsay doing that. They do some crazy stuff. I mean, with Rivers, and remember when they had Jeff Saturday coach.
Daughter now.
Yeah, so maybe she'll swing for the fences. That just doesn't feel like a Colts thing to do.
What about the Miami Dolphins?
Now we're starting to talk. Now we're starting to get into the realm of, first of all, I got an owner with a lot of money and a fair amount of offensive capital already spent, and a style that might fit in a conference that you're familiar with. Yeah, there we might see some future, and especially if Tua can pass a physical.
Yeah,
maybe you can swing a deal to make things kind of match.
Yeah, there's not a lot of teams that fall into that category of teams that look like they're about a quarterback away from being competitive.
Yeah, unless you're willing to get rid of a young quarterback that you just decide ain't going to do it.
Right.
And I don't know who's there yet.
Well, I mean, Minnesota might be in that. They might be in that conversation because then if you give up McCarthy in a deal to get Lamar, you probably at least get to save a draft pick or two.
I would think.
So, I mean, I don't know.
What about the likelihood of both Harbaugh and Lamar in a deal?
It's entirely possible.
You know what I mean? It might make that amenable. I'll get my coach for the long term, and I might overpay for a quarterback for a minute.
The problem becomes then you have to ask, okay, you guys built everything around Lamar, playing this style of football in Baltimore, and I don't want to say it didn't work because, I mean, it's been one of the more the Ravens over the Lamar era have probably been the second or third best team in the league overall.
No question.
But it didn't get you a ring. So what can be different somewhere else is the question.
Sometimes just the grass is greener. Just sometimes the voice is different. You don't have to play in that field all the time. I don't know. But a lot of times that's all you need is a change of scenery. I don't think Harbaugh's any less a coach, and I certainly think Lamar's a top 10 quarterback. Yeah. So why not? It's just that there's a shelf life now. There's a ticking clock.
Well, I think the coach deal would be off the table for Minnesota, who I think has one of the better young coaches in the league. I would imagine the same case goes for Indianapolis. Miami,
what about
though?
The Raiders.
I mean, Lamar in Vegas would be a waste.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, there's
not enough help.
There just isn't.
I'm not sure. And it would be a fast track, though. I don't know if he wants to play on turf or grass is probably better for his long-term health.
I don't know, but it just feels like I mean, that's a wasteland.
Yeah, probably.
You're being shipped off to the gulag. It's like
ask a former QB who got.
I mean, Geno Smith. Yeah.
Well, no, prior to him.
Derek Carr. Yeah,
that's Derek Carr.
Yeah. There's just no win in there. All right, let's take a break. We will talk about the. I don't want to say it. Well, let's just call it the peaceful, sweet sleep that the Cowboys got put to. Their season got put to rest last night, almost by like a veterinarian. Like the Cowboys were put down last night for the season.
Put Dak down.
We'll talk about that coming up next. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like they did clear that stall at 281 northbound at 1604. Traffic now flowing freely. We do have road work I-10 eastbound. That off-ramp to get onto UTSA Boulevard. Exit ramp is closed. And we still have those malfunctioning traffic lights. They're flashing red, so treat it as an all-way stop on 90 frontage road, both directions between Military to Penn Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. The once-a-year sale and clearance is here. Upgrade today with Mattress Firm's quality selection of top brands. Let their sleep experts find the perfect bed to help transform your nights. They make sleep easy.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back. That's right, it's basketball season. It's in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all of that action because you can make your picks and win money right now here in Texas. It is so simple to play on Underdog. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on their stats. Points, rebounds, steals, assists, whatever it is. You get them right, you could win up to 5,000 times your money. 5,000 times. Guys, it's so simple to play. It's so fun to play on Underdog, and it gives you an interesting games you might not be interested in. For me, the Spurs games I'm watching anyway, I'm going to be in on that action. I like Dylan Harper higher. I like him getting more minutes right now. Download the app today. Use promo code Alamo. You'll get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Alamo. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it. is upon us, that not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho! And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company. Pure Talk.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, all the reaction to the final weekend of the NFL season. Now that the playoffs are set, what are the best matchups for the first round of the NFL playoffs? We'll also have the latest on the San Antonio Spurs, and Joe Reinagle returns from vacation. The Blitz, Monday starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Happy Monday. I have a case of the Mondays today.
Yeah, it ain't over.
I feel like someone hit me in the back with a bat.
This
I'm like an old man all of a sudden.
Sick. Well, we have the added variable of the playoffs this weekend in college to go along with
yeah,
NFL.
so
we
get
have a spectacular weekend in store.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Meaningful NFL or meaningful football games.
It doesn't have the full weight and force of the next weekend, but at least the volume, man. This is unlike anything we've had.
Also, congratulations to the Texans for not getting the opening playoff spot. Normally, almost always that's the case.
What's worse, the noon or the Monday night? What's lower in the pecking order?
The noon. The first kick on Saturday.
Not Monday night on ESPN.
No, Monday night is. Monday night's like Monday Night Football. It's not a bad spot.
So that's a promotion. Good for them.
Hottest
team in the NFL.
The Panthers could have easily lost that game yesterday. Panthers Rams, the rightful champions of the early kick on Saturday. 2 teams with no fan bases get to start off the postseason. The Cowboys, though, will not be part of that postseason. The Cowboys finished their season with a whimper. You know, as the more I thought about, or as I watched this game, the more I thought back to our conversation with Shoddy about how, you know, winning these games is still important. And then, that was just a lie. I thought he was our friend. Why'd he lie to us?
Because he has to appease the NFL front office.
Quite frankly, Dak would have. When Dak looks back at his game log, this is what I did on a per game basis, he'll wish that this game never happened. Dak was horrendous when he was on the field, and then when he got off the field, nothing changed. It was just awful, awful football for the Cowboys.
Did you watch all of that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. God, no! When I saw Milton come out, and that was it for me. I'd seen enough.
Dak finished the game 7 of 11 for 70 yards. Dak's QBR yesterday was 5.3.
Yeah, I don't think your heart's in it, son.
I don't think it was. Jaden Blue, 16 carries for 64 yards and a touchdown.
Acceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something there. I thought they had the Maha. I thought he looked pretty good.
Maffa, yeah.
I think Maffa looked pretty good, too.
We saw 1 catch from CeeDee Lamb.
I missed that.
And 1 catch from George Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
CD only had the 1 target overall.
I didn't see it happen.
And then 1 catch from Jake Ferguson. Ryan Flournoy led the team, 5 catches, 68 yards.
He is the lone bright spot. He is. He's the lone surprise.
the Giants, quite frankly, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their plan was. The Giants, by winning this game, lost the number 1 pick in the draft, which is, I don't know, like, I hope it was worth it.
Well, you know, they did what Shoddy preached.
Yeah, they play, and the idea that you knew they were when they played Jackson Dart in this game. Like they're still out there battling.
You know, they're at home. I kind of get it. You get a little punch when you're at home closing things out, and let the kids run a little wild. And the Cowboys were certainly willing to give it to them. It wasn't like it was going to be a difficult get.
Tyrone Tracy, 18 carries for 103 yards. That's just under 6 yards per carry. Just an over like in a season full of like horrific performances. This was one of the worst. And I mean, it didn't matter, but you just showed no life. If Eberflus was still interviewing for this job,
the writing's on the wall, right? I don't care what everybody says.
I can't imagine being in his position where I feel like my job's up in the air, and then going out there and letting this happen to me. You know what I mean?
No, the team doesn't care. You know, it wasn't like the defense was fighting for his job. It wasn't like they were going to show up, let's keep Flus's gig because we love him. No, they came up half-assed, just like a team that's headed home and has flight reservations to Baja tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, they're already on their way out. So we'll see Coach Flus down the road. It just won't be at the Beautiful Star anymore.
The Cowboys finished the season 7-9-1. And that has netted them the 12th pick in the draft. The Cowboys do have 2 picks. One is we're not sure yet where that is going to be.
It's going to be deep roving. It'll be bottom 5, 27 through 32 somewhere.
I don't think the Packers are going to do all that well in the
No,
playoffs.
I think they could be.
I think the Cowboys. It's probably going to be like 22.
22?
Yeah, it would be my guess.
I mean, that we know where they're headed. Just pick the right dudes.
Yeah.
There's a couple rooms that need some help.
There's a lot of rooms that need some help. But, yeah, it's just one of those things where if the Cowboys were going to do this, like if you're going to show up and play like that in the last game of the season, why'd you win that game last week against Washington? Why'd you even show that fight? Because
it was like the next to the last game of the preseason. The starters got to go out with a bang, knowing full well this week's going to happen. And by the fourth quarter, if you've got a name on the back of your jersey, you get to play.
Yeah.
I mean, everything Shoddy told us was that was a bunch of lies. They didn't do anything this week. They jacked around. They had a basic game plan that involved, the plays. Yeah, there wasn't anything going on this week. I don't know what they were doing.
The Giants, in fact, not only do they not get the number 1 pick now, the Giants with that loss went from potentially getting the first pick, which they would have. Had they lost, they would have gotten the first pick. To now they get the 5th pick.
But I think they know who they want. I think they probably have a pretty good idea of the thing that they need for them, and they know they're going to be able to get him at the 5th. If they had any idea, if they truly, they're in that franchise, they ain't stupid. I think they looked at the guys that they've already got circled, of the 4 or 5 dudes that they feel like are going to be worth picking. Number 1 would have been something they'd have traded away from, maybe, if they'd have gotten it. I don't think they feel like they've harmed themselves.
Well, the top 2 picks are almost certain to be quarterbacks
now.
So,
they're not going to draft a quarterback.
But the beauty of being the number 1 pick would have been
we could have moved it.
The Raiders and the Jets could have fought to jump ahead of the other.
And I think they went into it knowing full well if we lose, we'll probably end up in this 5th range. This is the guys we want anyway. Let's go have some fun in front of our crowd. I can't imagine why you do anything other than that, other than the pure idea of you play to win the game.
Yeah. Well, they played to win the game.
Well, it's easy when you're playing the Cowboys who are rolling over and playing dead.
Yeah, just an awful showing for Dallas to finish the season. There's not really much positive to say about that game. It was really a game where you couldn't take anything away from it and go, yeah, that was pretty good.
Who looked better, quarterback Milton or Trey from the Chargers yesterday. Who would you have rather seen running around wearing 19?
Well,
because it seemed like the same guy to me.
Yeah, but you also got to consider one of those guys was going up against the Denver Broncos defense.
I know, but they played the same game. I'm running right. I'm running left. maybe I'll hesitate and act like I'm going to throw the ball, but no, I'm just going to run.
I saw at least some flashes out of Trey, and neither one of them are starting quarterbacks. Certainly,
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
I think they're 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
And, the strange thing is, I watched both of them play at the end of the season.
Yeah,
the Cowboys.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, we'll hear some sound. We'll close out the Cowboys season with a couple sound bites about that last game. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here we sit. It's 2026. It's the first real Monday of the year, and all those that have resolved for a healthier 2026 need to listen close. What's your plan? Do you know how to lose weight? A lot of us have tried a lot of different things. You probably went online, maybe read a really good magazine article about the hottest new fad. Well, let me tell you, if it's time to lose weight, there's no better resource than Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. That's where they made their bones. Now, the IFF is my doctor now. I go to them for all things, but when I first met Dr. Torres, it was about my weight. He convinced me that there's things that you can do to start losing weight, and there's things you can change to keep it off. And if you don't know both, what's the success rate is pretty slim. He taught me how to lose weight. That's all I can say. He built it in with a program that involved both mental and physical stuff. He has all the products you need to help to lose, but he has the mental acuity to get you going. So if a doctor's told you, or you've just resolved, this year is going to be my healthiest year yet, the best call you can make is to Dr. Torres right now. The number is 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. Go there. Do your research. Make 2026 the best. Call Dr. Torres in the IFF today. He'll change your life, and when he does, come on by and thank me later.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in San Antonio without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in San Antonio for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text INVEST to 64,000. San Antonio is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in San Antonio and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text INVEST to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text INVEST to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text INVEST to 64,000.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
All righty.
It's Hootie.
Nothing I can do.
Hootie.
All right. Have some sound from Shoddy and Dak post-game sound. Here is Shoddy on how he felt about the team this season despite the record.
Yeah, I thought they played hard, man. I thought you saw how important the game was to us. I thought, you could feel the hitting, and really pleased with the way we ran the football today. And, this group, I've never doubted that with them, though. It's always been a group that they're going to answer the call. They're going to play hard. And I just told them, I said, hey, look, I'm proud of you guys. I'm disappointed in the way the season turned out. We didn't clearly win enough games, but every week they laid it on the line. And I'm proud of them for that.
Every week except this week. Let's be honest. This week they did not quite lay it on the line.
I look at the great coaches in time, and the great coaches that I look back on, they don't end the season like that.
No.
They end the season telling their players, this isn't the standard. This was embarrassing. And everybody should be walking out of this building upset. Not, wow, we really hung together, and we fought through some tragedy, and you did. But at the end of the day, you're professionals, and your job is to do something that you didn't do. And I don't like I'm so proud of how hard they brought it today. No, you got your ass kicked. What are you talking about? You lost to literally the worst team in football, or one that could have been by draft order. The worst team in football, you lost. And we're happy. We're going, let's butt slap and head on out, man. This is a good day.
They asked if the team can use this year as motivation going into next season.
Yeah, always. I think, anytime you come up short of goals, there's motivation. I think these guys are hungry. We have the right type of guys. There's no question about that. We did some good things this year. We just got to figure out the things that we need to improve and address those issues and coach those things up better. But always, it's a long season, and we'll start the process immediately, though, of trying to figure out the areas that we can improve.
And that's where we are now.
I think we can help them out if you'd ask.
Yeah, there's some obvious some big questions. Now, some of these, you're limited on what you can fix in one offseason.
You've got limited resources, but you do have 2 first-round draft picks. How many total? 7? 6? 7? So you got room to pick up some young talent if you scout well. You certainly, I would like to think, you have circled the free agency position of need that you can go get, and you've got a couple of dudes circled. I don't know where that is or what position, but I assume offensive line would be one of those places I'll spend some money for a free agent above and beyond drafting. So I think we could help them out with which way to go. You've been certainly the Cowboys have been in worse straits, but it just feels like. Do you feel hopeful that next year will be the turnaround, that it will be everything that we could have hoped, considering that this season was, pretty much foiled from the get-go by with the Micah trade? We knew it was going to be tough, and we knew, I guess, at that point that they had reached the bottom.
Yeah, No, I'm not confident in that just because, first of all, I do think this offense is going to be good again next year. My assumption is Javonte Williams will be back.
How much more do we need? I mean, yeah, they were great this year, but that's 7 wins.
Yeah, so let's say the offense
Stays
again,
the same.
The Pickens thing is a big question, but let's just say it does stay the same. I mean, you are so far away on defense that a couple rookies isn't going to help. And not only, also consider some of the guys that are leaving or likely to be gone. I mean, do you have any indication that Jadeveon Clowney's going to be back?
I was just listening to the broadcast, from those that, like Daryl Johnson had been in the building, I guess, and talked, and they acted like there's mutual interest in him returning.
I mean, because let's face it, Jadeveon Clowney was one of your best defenders this year.
Yes, and isn't that terrifying?
So, just to act like you can just, let him go on to his next team, if that's the case, then you're instantly even worse on defense.
So we can be optimistic, and maybe he's optimistic to just kind of shield everybody from the bitter truth that this is a long fix, man. This isn't one or two guys. You're coming off the worst defensive year in Dallas Cowboys history.
Here's Shoddy saying this is how he would make the case for Eberflus coming back.
Yeah, again, the case is going to be the case that's made when we look at all the stats. We talk through the issues. We get through the exit interviews with the players, and again, I've said this many, many times. Flus is a really good defensive coach, and but we're going to go through the process, and that's with everybody, starting with myself and to Clayton and to Nick and to Flus and the players. And you take this time that you have now. We have time, and the players understand that, we're going to have these meetings and there's going to be a lot of, real hard conversations in a good way. We try to give them feedback and they give us feedback. That's important. But, at the end of the day, until we get all that information, we can't prioritize what we need to fix and more importantly, how we're going to fix it.
I love the way they act like all the stuff he just talked about. You don't even have time in the day. We haven't even thought about it. We haven't even considered the fact that he may or may not be here. What?
Meanwhile, the last 3 weeks, you've had nothing to play for.
Yeah, so we haven't even examined the very possibility, the likelihood that we might not keep him. That's nothing we've even considered until tomorrow. What? You have an idea. The one thing Shoddy has been very good at is he's used his naivety and his he's a very friendly dude to disguise some pretty masterful spin. I mean, for him to pull that off yesterday, and everybody knows if you keep Flus, I imagine half that defense will walk out of the building.
Here is finally, I'm going to play one more Shoddy clip, and then we'll do some Dak on the other side of the break. But here's Shoddy talking, and this is maybe mature beyond his experience, and I actually do like hearing this. But Shoddy is he values everybody around him's opinion right now.
Exit interviews with the players all day tomorrow, all day Tuesday. I think, again, that's so important. These guys work their asses off all year, and they've got great insight and great input for us, and there's nothing out of bounds. I mean, they can say, hey, you were the worst head coach I've ever seen in my life, I've ever been around, and that's not going to hurt my feelings. It's not. I want to know. I'm going to ask why. If they feel that way, I'm going to ask why so I can fix it. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we'll get into the, coaches' exit interviews, same type thing. Ask them, their opinion. I think there's so much incredible value in listening to your people. I've got thoughts, right? Jerry has thoughts. We all have thoughts. You guys have thoughts. But, you have a chance now to slow down, take a deep breath, and ask probing questions to get to the bottom, to get to what I would say the real answers are. And then once I say you have that laundry list of things, you got to prioritize those things.
I hope he means that. I hope he is going to take the thoughts from the players on, particularly on the defensive side, about what do they think needs to change. How did you guys feel when Michael was gone? How did you guys feel as this Trayvon Diggs drama unfolded throughout the season? I would want to know those things about my guys.
I would think if you don't have a pretty good idea, that might be your answer already.
Yeah.
You know what? If you don't have a pulse for where your team is right now, if you're truly acting like this is a blank slate, which I can't believe. I mean, yeah, you're going to firm up what you believe is what's going to happen over the next couple of days, because I think you believe, hopefully rightly so, that wholesale changes are in order on one side of the ball. And the attention that we thought had been paid to the offensive line has only paid partial, if not small, dividends. So, let's reevaluate how we're doing things, refirm up exactly what we all know. That's what the next 2 days are for, just to firm up, we need to fire Flus.
Yeah. I would assume that is going to – by the way, I do assume he is not going to be back. All right, on the other side of the break, I want to hear from Dak Prescott and get some of his thoughts, not just about the season but about Shoddy as well. That is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas, what a wild finish!
Your home for the NFL.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
This right here, this is a call to the ones who don't back down. To the risk takers who defied the warnings. To the ones who lost sleep in pursuit of a dream. To all the nut jobs who mortgaged the house and the crazies who bet the farm to start up a business. We want to be your next partner. Because no matter how far you've come or how much you've grown, there's always the next chapter, the next level. And now, there's the Next Rodeo. The Next Rodeo is a creative partner that brings world-class thinking to companies with grit, heart, and hustle. Companies just like yours. The Next Rodeo. The difference between the business you have and the business you want is one great idea. Get the full story at thenextrodeo.com.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
This year, it was important for my business to start strong.
Starting week is not recommended.
But first, I needed a lot of stuff for the office.
Sounds like a shopping spree.
I just went to Staples. They have great prices on everything, like ink, toner, printers, paper, and chairs. And now, you can get up to 30% off select HP printers.
Up to 30% off HP printers? Am I on a hidden camera show?
No.
Well then, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Ins 131. Select models only.
Well, family, this new year is off to a great start. Everybody, how are those New Year's resolutions?
Dear, my resolution is to cut my damaged hair and just start over.
Dad, my resolution is to take better care of my skin. It's so dry. Ew.
Pops, my New Year's resolution is to work out at the gym. Go up and drink a gallon of bottled water every day.
My resolution is to take up skydiving.
Mom, you're 96.
Don't you make me get it.
Family, my resolution is to replace all our appliances that have been destroyed over the years by hard water.
Sounds like your family needs to start the new year off with installing a Connecticut water system and get a head start on all those resolutions.
This guy's making sense.
There's a reason why we say Connecticut is the last water softener you'll ever own. Call us at 656-PURE. I'll even let you try a Connecticut water system for free. We'll change your water, and it'll change your life.
The last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. In good shape as you head into your morning commute. 35 northbound O'Connor to FM 1103. Traffic is flowing freely. Looks good. Southbound 35 Wiederstein on down to Randolph Boulevard. Looks like we're just now getting reports of a wreck at Walsham at Woodlake Parkway. And a little bit of a delay along 90 eastbound 211 on over to Loop 410. But again, for the most part, traffic volume is still light, so we are in good shape. No major incidents going on right now. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
That's a wrap. In the NFL, the regular season is done. The playoffs are set, though the Cowboys will not be a participant. After their loss in New York, 34-17, the Cowboys finish with a 7-9-1 record. Now, the big offseason question is Matt Eberflus. Will he survive as the defensive coordinator? The Texans beat the Colts 38-30 to tie a franchise record with their 12th win of the year. 9 straight to close the season out in a 5th seed. They'll face off against the Steelers after a wild one last night. Finally, Myles Garrett is your new NFL sack record holder. He gets 23 after a sack of Joe Burrow. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
7:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We just heard from Brian Schottenheimer after the Cowboys season came to an end. I always, last year when the Cowboys fired McCarthy, we said, okay, well, now they can go out and hire the best available head coach. And top of the list, Mike McCarthy. It was, and I'm not sure we're ready to make a decision on Brian Schottenheimer yet.
No, returns are still out.
But you got 7 wins last year with McCarthy.
You got 7.
You got 7 wins here. You didn't
and
really.
I think McCarthy might have won a game or 2 more, to be honest with you.
Maybe. Yeah.
The offense wouldn't have been better. And I think Shotty was here to maintain the offense. You keep this Dak engine flowing because that's where our money's going. We got to keep Dak happy, and more importantly, we got to keep this offensive machine just running smooth. That's why he got to stay. And he did. The one thing he was successful in, it was the reason he was here, is to keep this offense going. And he did that. His quarterback ended up, third in the NFL in passing?
Third in passing yards.
They scored as much as anybody needed to score to win a bunch of football games. They didn't lose. Even though there are lots of problems, they didn't lose because of the offense.
No, but they weren't really losing a lot of games because of the offense last year.
No, exactly.
Other than when Dak was out.
I think that old scheme might have been more amenable to the situation they found themselves this year. But, if McCarthy would have had that running back, I think things would have been different for him. But he didn't. So here we sit, and I'm not mad at Shotty. I certainly, as he said, I hope he's willing to take some constructive criticism because I think he's due some. But other than that, no, I think that at least they're not at the rock bottom they could have been. They're close, but they're not.
Well, here's Dak summing up this 2025 season.
Tough season. Frustrating in the sense, I think I've alliterated this before. One of the first seasons, if not the first in my career, right? I can't directly correlate my play to the wins, the loss, or the end of the season or overall success of the season. So that makes it frustrating. One of the best offenses in the league, explosive. Now, sure, not always to our standard. Didn't play like that every week in and week out. But put up a lot of points. Unfortunately, right, just didn't win all the games that we should have, and didn't finish out some of those one-score close games on our end, and ultimately leads us to a 8-9-1 record. It sucks, but it's the reality. A lot of good in this season, but unfortunately, it's not, as you said, right. It's not the destination. It's not the end goal. It's not where we want it to be. But thankful for the experience, thankful for the men in the locker room who gave it their all, the coaches each and every week. I don't think effort or lack of focus or intensity was ever our problem. So appreciate everyone, giving it their all and leaving it all out there.
It's funny because I don't know if you caught what I caught.
It wasn't my fault.
Yeah, that's a cinch. That in a really nice way, Dak said, hey
man, I can't play you back.
This is what Dak said. This is one of the first times where I can't correlate my play to the team's success, which basically means like I played awesome.
Look at what I did,
and we still stunk. Dude,
you think Flus is coming back after that one?
Oh my! What a quote from Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first times that I can't correlate my play to the team's results. Wow.
My fault.
So they asked him. Now there's a couple of these questions where it's almost like they're kind of leading Dak down a rabbit hole. But so here they asked Dak about, are you tired of having this losing taste in your mouth?
It's frustrating. Tired of it. I've got to deal with it. Yeah, sure, tired, right? But it's up to me to control. And that's why I say this year was as frustrating as anything is, right? There's been a number of times being up here talking to you guys and, right, saying I need to fix this, I need to get better at this. And, to have a season where it wasn't on my play or, I can't say I should have fixed that or I should have fixed that. I mean, I take accountability, don't get me wrong, in so many ways. And the leader I am, I'm frustrated, always trying to figure out what could I've done better, if whether it was conversations here or talking to this guy there or whatever it may be. I do still put some of it, on myself. But unfortunately, we just didn't get it done. And yeah, I'm tired and sick of it, but it won't change the way that I approach this offseason, the way that I lead, and me just giving this game everything that I've got to try to change it.
Okay, so there he tried. I think he tried to walk back what he said in the first clip. Like, I do take some responsibility.
I liked the first one. My frame of reference is limited, but as far as I'm a Cowboy fan, so I can only tell you the inner dynamics of what the Cowboys were like. But when the Cowboys were winning at their peak with Troy, and we can go to Barry and primarily Barry. When we got the good guy coach, when we got everything's going to be great, we're going to try hard, we're going to work hard, we're going to do good. The Barry Switzer rah-rah coach. Yeah. Troy became the bad cop. Troy became the dude that, hey, we got to practice more. Hey, we got to do more than what we're doing. It might be time for Dak to become the bad cop because we got the good cop in Shoddy. Everything's great. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna do good. We're gonna be good. We need somebody like the quarterback, like Troy, would be the first to jump on guys. Like, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and maybe that might be the transition right now for Dak. Be the heavy. Maybe you need to change the way you lead because we need a bad cop. It sounds like there's not a lot of. Well, you know what? I take that back to some extent. Shoddy did bench his wide receivers for a play or two, so he's trying, I think. But I still feel like maybe Dak needs to take some more of the I'm not just going to be the good dude, do as I do. Maybe it's time to start calling guys out.
Well, they asked Dak if he would be involved in any of the decisions that get made this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, as it comes up, be blunt, yeah, there's going to be conversations. I'm sure they're going to reach out, and there's going to be other topics where I go to them first, right? And so there'll be a lot of communication, and I know I heard Shadi just say it at the end of it, this is the time, now that we have the time for that, right? You not only do your evaluations, but from there, you decide how you're going to move forward and what pieces change and what pieces stay the same and what team you're going to put together for next year.
Okay. I like that because I think Dak should be involved in these conversations because now at this point, Dak is the one guy who I said this last year. When they signed that contract with Dak, you married yourself to him in a way that is
in every way
irrevocable for a long time. So yeah, he obviously this year I think especially he worked his way back into the top 10 quarterback conversation. Last year, he was not one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the league. This year, I don't think you could find 10 quarterbacks that played better this season than Dak.
All the position he found himself in most of the year, throwing into the wind. In the wind, in that they were always behind.
Now, so then they got to the difficult questions with Dak. So now that we know you're going to be involved, what do you think the defense needs to do to improve this offseason, Dak?
Yeah, I've got to be completely honest. I practice against them, I wouldn't say every day, right? You get into the season, maybe once a week and maybe 3 or 4 plays here. And so it's tough. It's tough for me, and I say that it's tough for me to evaluate. I'm not going to sit up here and try to evaluate these guys when I don't truly know the ins and the outs, the calls that they're being asked to make, what they're being asked to do. I think that's a huge part of it. So, I heard Shadi's answer, right? That's for those guys. It's for the front office. It's for them to have those individual meetings to ask those defensive players these type of questions, get those answers, evaluate, and make decisions.
Yeah, I played against these guys in practice.
I don't want to go any further than that.
And I can tell you, practice is a whole lot easier than games.
Man, Flus is done.
And
I
then,
can say 3 plays a day, but those guys sucked.
And then finally, what do you think the team overall needs to do to improve?
It's still hard to answer that. You've got one of the best offenses in the league, and unfortunately, one of the defenses, but the not so good defenses in the league, or however you said that. My job is to play quarterback. Obviously, I've been in this thing 10 years, and I've got a lot of experience, and I know a lot and can help make decisions or help give input. But I'd be damned if I sit here and I'm going to evaluate the whole team on what we need to do, how we need to get better, particularly a couple hours after our last game. So
I'll be damned. But he did say we've got one of the best offenses in the league and one of the not best defenses in the league.
The Cowboys gave up 511 points.
Yeah. What was it?
511 points.
That's wild. It's
the worst defense in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. There's never been a worse defense. Think of the numbers they gave the bad quarterbacks around the NFL this year. If a bad quarterback needed a bounce-back game, a game to save his position, his job, his coach's job, they got it when they played the Cowboys.
I didn't even realize that was the number 511. That's a lot. To put that into perspective, the Bengals gave up 492 points.
The Bengals. And they gave up less after they gave up one of their defensive guys to us.
Yeah. And then the Raiders gave up 432. That's like, you're talking about 79 points. That's, I don't know, like what's a respectable amount of points to give up in a game? If we say 25 points.
I think 25 is a good defense.
That's like the Cowboys gave up 3. It's like they played 3 more games.
Yes, that's what this.
Than the Raiders.
They're biblically bad, and for us to even intimate that this coaching staff on the defensive side of the ball has a prayer. And yes, you can say they traded Micah. Yeah, but 511 points? Let's just say we'll take 4 touchdowns off the board just because of him. Well, no, we'll say 5. 5 touchdowns. That's only 35 points.
Yeah, the only other team that gave up 500 points was the Jets. They gave up 503. But the Cowboys did have the worst scoring defense in the league this year. It's so funny because me as a Bills fan, I've all season long I've been, they can't win the Super Bowl because their defense isn't good enough. The Bills gave up 365 points.
If the Cowboys had their defense, they'd be a wild card team easy.
It's hard to parse. 511 points is that's a pretty outrageous number.
Think about the good guy that Dak Prescott is. And I think this was, and it's hard to believe, but I think this was the first year that Dak was truly the old man in the room. All those old linemen are done. All the dudes that were the water buffaloes of the team, the ones that at the end of the day, they were the protectors. They circled the wagons behind, Tyron and Zach and those guys. And now it's just him. And now it's time he can actually call it what it is. And this is as close as he's ever come. He wanted to say it yesterday. What are you talking about? You can't blame me.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how you can justify. I don't know how you can look at your team in the face and say we're going to run this back next year the way it was. It's really hard to believe that that's even a possibility. Cowboys had, I think there were 6 teams scored more points than them this season, but that 511, that's a crazy number. I mean, that is another way to put that into perspective. Only one team in the NFL this year scored more than 511 points. That was the Rams, scored 518. So the second best scoring offense in the league was the Patriots, 490 points. The Cowboys gave up. They like, imagine you had like an average team playing the Patriots every single week. That's what the Cowboys' defense was.
Once they dive into the numbers, and they already have, and you look at, like I said, the season years, the career days, the season best days that the Cowboys gave up to wide receivers and quarterbacks. I bet 6 quarterbacks had their best day of the year against the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, you're right. I remember early in the season, we're like, oh my gosh, they're playing bad quarterbacks, making bad quarterbacks look great. Even thinking back to it was like week 3 or 4 when they played the Bears and Caleb Williams threw for 300 on them. And that may have been like the spark that lit Caleb Williams.
It might have been. I mean, if you want to make it look easy, go play against the Cowboys.
Unreal. Remember what Bryce Young did to the Cowboys?
Yeah, that's why Dak, that's as mad as you're going to ever hear him. Hopefully it gets worse. Hopefully he'll start thinking about his career and his longevity. He's 10 years into this. He can see the end.
Yeah. Well,
time to fix this.
Yeah, changes are coming.
We hope.
They've got to be. But yeah, it is when you've got the quarterback of the team, the face of the franchise, basically going, yeah, I did my job. And not only I did my job, not everybody else did theirs. And yes, I'll be involved in the decisions being made this offseason. Kind of lets you know where this thing's headed. If you don't need a crystal ball to figure that out. All right, let's take a break, and we'll look around the rest of the NFL on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
This year, I'm giving my hair salon a total makeover.
Total makeover sounds totally expensive.
We updated our logo and colors, so I needed to print new signage, brochures, business cards, everything.
Everything will not be cheap.
Staples did it all, and I saved $100 on my order.
$100? Trim my whiskers, that's a good deal. For everything your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Guys, thanks for helping me carry my Christmas tree.
Zoe, this thing weighs a ton.
Drewski, lift with your legs, man.
Santa! Did you get my letter?
He's talking to you, Bridges.
I'm not that.
Of course he did. Right, Santa?
You know, my elf Drewski here, he handles the nice list.
An elf? I'm 6'3". What everyone wants is iPhone 17. And at T-Mobile, you can get it on them. That center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. Right, Mrs. Claus?
I'm Mrs. Claus's much younger sister. And at T-Mobile, there's no trade-in needed when you switch, so you can keep your old phone.
Or give it as a gift.
And the best part, you can make the switch to T-Mobile from your phone in just 15 minutes.
Guys, my side of the tree is slipping.
Timber!
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Switch in just 15 minutes and get iPhone 17 on us with no trade-in needed.
With 24 monthly bill credits for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Finance agreement, 256 gigs, $830. Eligible port in a new line. $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Check out in 15 minutes or less per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making a player pick for the first time, there's something that can't be too hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels so good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups, bowl games coming, tournament time, it is time to jump right in. When it comes to playoffs, you go with stars. Stars always produce. In the NFL, they get those stars because they're stars. And as we get closer and closer, I love Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a man alone on Buffalo. Whenever you get to the more, you go with Josh Allen. In basketball, oh my goodness, Luka is balling. You can't go wrong with Luka. And I want to tell you about a brand new part of Prize Picks. It's a new feature, early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out on those winnings before the game even finishes. I want you to go download Prize Picks and use the code Alamo, and you're going to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's Alamo for $50 in lineups, and all you got to do is play 5. Prize Picks, it's so good to be right.
Get real results for your health this new year with Synergenics and Low T Center. For a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and the ladies take $200 off the women's hormone test. Say no to diet trends, questionable online treatments, and deceptive prices from other places. Looking for the best? Synergenics and Low T Center are the leading experts. Meet with a real provider, get real medication, and see real results. Learn more at GetMyHealthFix.com. For Synergenics and Low T Center, GetMyHealthFix.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777 or biglou.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in San Antonio without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in San Antonio for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text INVEST to 64,000. San Antonio is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in San Antonio and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text INVEST to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text INVEST to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text INVEST to 64,000.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
All right, 7:23 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1. I guess that's the end of the Cowboys discussion for the year.
Oh, yeah, it's dead.
That's enough.
Let's think about the Cowboys. They go away and they don't come back till
R.I.P. Let's talk about what happened around the rest of the league, and we'll start on Saturday. You know what? I'll start on the second game on Saturday because that's the one that had meaning. The Seahawks-49ers game. The Bucs game ended up not mattering. But the Seahawks, a 13-3 win over the 49ers. I don't know in my life if I've ever seen a Kyle Shanahan offense shut down the way it was in that game.
How much? Yeah, they were shut down early. But
3 points?
But I wonder how much was let's circle the wagons to get the hell out of here.
I can't imagine. I mean, you're playing for home field advantage.
And it was close, but the score was close. The game never felt close.
No. Yeah, the 13-3 is the final. It was a one-sided game. The 49ers, I mean, they weren't moving the ball between the 20s. Like they just didn't. They did nothing. This was the Seahawks saying we are the team to beat in the NFC.
They rolled in, that's for sure. It felt a little possumy to me. It did. I mean, think about what Purdy had done up to this week. Now, granted, the defense, that was the defense we thought they were going to have as far as between the 20s. Now, they got lucky in that they didn't give a bunch of points, but they gave a bunch of yards. If that's the 49ers that are going into the playoffs, they're an easy out, man.
The Seahawks had over double the yardage of the 49ers. The 49ers only had 173 total yards.
Yeah, that's Shanahan. And Purdy playing as good as he has ever played over the last couple of weeks. Either that was by design or, oh, my God, they have been exposed.
Christian McCaffrey, 8 carries, 23 yards.
Well, they called off the dogs with him.
Why?
Well, I think they realized about midway through the second quarter, dude, these guys are in it. We got a tougher road. I don't know why it looked like that, but I'm telling you, if that's who the 49ers are, they've been absolutely exposed.
I think, dude, I really think this is what the Seahawks defense does to teams.
If they're that, then
they are the antithesis of the Cowboys defense.
Because they beat the snot out of the 49ers. No, I wouldn't say that. They squelched them. There was no room to breathe.
The Seahawks had 23 first downs. The 49ers had 9. The time of possession was 38 minutes to 22. This was domination.
Yeah.
And that was on San Francisco's home field.
That's why seriously, I thought, well, they've shut this playbook in half. I mean, there's just they're not even trying. 8 carries for McCaffrey? Seriously?
And it's going to be a tough game next week for the 49ers against the Eagles. That defense, I mean, it's not Seahawks level, but it's pretty good.
I think they're playing possum, man. I do. I hope
they better hope so.
I hope, because that was everything you were afraid that was going to happen to the 49ers when the injury bug hit, all hit at once, if that's the case.
Yeah.
That the defense is just a facade, that they are just speed bumps.
And I mean, they did hold the Seahawks to 13 points.
I think the Seahawks held themselves to 13 points.
I'm much more alarmed by the 49ers' offensive performance, because that's been the one consistent thing.
Right. And
not just this season.
That good?
They might be.
Well, they might very well be.
The Bucs beat the Panthers 16-14 in a back-and-forth game.
Driving, terrible weather, ugly game.
It was.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was a. I mean, at the time, it seemed like it mattered a lot.
It was fun.
And everybody played their asses off. Bryce Young had a pretty decent day after last week, where I was like, you can't give this guy any more money. You got to get rid of him. I don't know what they're going to do with Bryce Young.
Pay him.
Which that just feels crazy to me, but you might be right. But the Bucs game ends up being canceled out when the Falcons beat the Saints and create a 3-way tie for first in the NFC South.
I hate the Falcons.
3 teams, 8-9. Tiebreaker goes to the Carolina Panthers in a 3-way tie scenario. So the Panthers win the NFC South thanks to the Falcons' 19-17 win, which, by the way, the Falcons also got outplayed in that game. So we're still able to get the win, but we're not very good. Elsewhere in the league, the Cincinnati Bengals go out with a whimper, a 2018 loss to the Cleveland Browns. Myles Garrett gets his record-setting 23rd sack of the season.
Flag.
I don't know. He was he was back there so fast. I don't think Burrow had a chance to get away.
He didn't, but he gave it up.
I mean,
he went down a lot like Favre did. It was funny how close the two resembled.
Favre laid down and accepted it.
He was scrambling.
Burrow's was from behind.
But Burrow went down, and knowing full well that he saw who was coming at him, it was going to happen.
Well, also the Bengals are 6-11. You're making business decisions at some point.
No,
there's some people who would say, why is Joe Burrow even playing?
And some of that would be me. But the fact that it did happen, I'm not mad at it. It's just how it happened. But you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. This honestly feels more deserving than Strahan's did, because, I mean, Garrett was a nightmare all season long for everybody. What a force. Now, it was funny to see him being held up by his teammates. And thinking back to this time, or in the offseason, when he said,
"What a Super Bowl, baby.
I only have a certain amount of years left in my career. I got to prioritize winning." And now here he is. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. It's almost a certainty. It is a certainty.
Oh, yes,
I don't know why I say almost. It's a certainty. He is the Defensive Player of the Year. The Browns finished with 5 wins. And he's up celebrating, and of course he's the highest paid defender in the league. And all of a sudden winning, not that important, not that big of a deal.
At least now he'll have a role in who they hire.
Yeah, maybe so. Although the Browns,
he won't.
I will say this: if Stefanski gets fired, there's going to be a lot of people lining up to hire Kevin Stefanski.
I think so.
And I think he's one of these guys who, once he gets away from Cleveland, probably have some success.
He's going to get fired though.
Probably so. What about Zach Taylor for the Bengals?
Yeah, it's time to go.
You had You had Joe Burrow for most of the year.
Time to go. Well, now, only reason he stays is if Joe tells me he's got to stay.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's got to go.
Well, if you have Joe Burrow for most of the year, you can maybe make an argument. But quite frankly, Joe Flacco played pretty well when he was there.
And I'm also not mad at Zach. Sometimes I just think it's time to go. There's some negative karma floating around with you. Whatever it is, we can't keep my quarterback healthy. Maybe we need to change a little bit of that. And you're a good coach. You'll find another job. I don't feel bad for you.
Vikings beat the Packers 16-3. It's a disappointing season for the Vikings, certainly. But to finish above 500 after the start that they had and after all dealing with everything they've dealt with this season, every team in the NFC North finishes above 500. That's a pretty rare feat.
Yeah, it was tough. It should have been better, though.
But the Vikings get the win. J.J. McCarthy, my assumption is J.J. McCarthy, they're going to stick with it next year and see if they can naturally develop him. Yeah. And they've got a coach who I feel like I just trust with quarterbacks. I'm not going to let one off season make me go, oh no, he can't figure it out. I think O'Connell's is about as good as anybody with these quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think continuity is more important with Minnesota than anything else. But next year better be a lot better.
I think we have to take a step back and look at Jacksonville and go, what a brilliant coaching hire Liam Cohen was. Because obviously the Jags season turned around. The Jags had one of the best offenses in the league. Trevor Lawrence finally looks like a serviceable NFL quarterback, and now you're finally going, oh, now I see why maybe a team wanted to draft him. Now I see why people were saying he's a can't-miss prospect. He still hasn't lived up to that expectation, but there's at least something there that they can work with. I think once Jacksonville gets a little bit better on defense, they're going to be a real problem.
Yeah, let's just hope they do. This is a pretty good matchup they've got coming up. I mean, if you're going to play Buffalo, get them quick.
There's going to be a lot of points scored.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Hope the weather's warm and go out there and play your kind of offense and hope that you can just slow that running game down. And they're pretty good against the run. If they can take Cook out of it and make Allen make all the plays, you certainly got a fighting chance.
The Bills played the Jags last year. They didn't even try to run the ball. It was the Josh Allen show. Josh Allen, 4 touchdown passes against Jacksonville last season.
I'm going to make him do it to me again,
yep.
And hope I get a different result. I don't know. I hope they don't take this as a moral victory no matter what happens this week.
Oh, I don't. Because quite frankly, if the Jags get blown out in the playoffs, this is still a massive success. They won the division in your first year as head coach.
It is, and you got a home playoff game. So I think all the goals, all the X's have been, you've succeeded. You've matched everything you could have hoped for. And I think a lot of it is the maturation of Trevor, but I do think it was the defense's improvement that really got him there. They gave him the safety net to run a more conservative offense, and they gave him a running game finally. A lot of good things out there. What I'm getting at is you're not going to get a better opportunity to beat Buffalo than you are right now. I mean, Buffalo is they're kind of dinged up. That defense is going to give you an opportunity to go score some points.
Yep. The Lions beat the Bears 19-16 in maybe one of the more competitive games of the day, certainly, if not the best. Maybe the last game kind of stole the crown, but the Lions looked like they were just going to kick the crap out of the Bears. The Bears made a furious comeback, and then the Lions get a field goal to win it. On a walk-off.
It
ends up not mattering because the Eagles lose, but for the Bears, but this could have been a big loss for the Bears. It ended up not mattering. Lions finish on a good note.
Yeah, I hate to see a team like the Bears lose that kind of game. I mean, I do think more than anything else, they're a team that's relying on momentum. That snowball was rolling and feeling pretty good, and Detroit jumped up and punched them in the mouth yesterday.
Yeah. The Texans 38, the Colts 30. That game was much closer than that score would indicate. A defensive touchdown on the last play of the game where the Colts were kind of throwing it around trying to make something happen. But this should have been a 2-point win for the Texans on essentially like a game-winning field goal at the end of that thing. Riley Leonard played well. He had a couple big bombs. The Texans, strangely, pulled all of their offense in after about halftime and just said, whatever happens. I mean, I get it because Jacksonville was going to win the division no matter what. But I think they didn't care about seeding.
No, they didn't. Do they feel like the hottest team in football? Do they feel and look like a team that's won 9 straight games?
They certainly didn't yesterday.
It's very strange to think about if you just take away the name, the Texans, and you don't look at the scores. And there's a team that has won 9 straight, the hottest in the NFL. And I think that they're kind of, nobody's afraid of them. No. I don't think so anyway.
Well,
my question to you is, should they be?
Picturing that game against Pittsburgh, how many points get scored in that game?
Yeah, true. True. I don't know what to expect from them. I think I should expect more, though.
Well, they got to go outside.
Yeah.
We'll see. That defense should travel. We'll see, though. We'll see if the offense can come up with anything there. Oh, boy. The Chiefs lose to the Raiders in what could be Travis Kelce's last game. 14-12 Raiders over the Chiefs. I don't
a couple of errors in this one.
Don't even know what to say about this, but the Chiefs without Mahomes are.
Who's that quarterback again?
Aludicon.
Well, Emoticon is that dude's terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. An ugly. There's not much to say about this game, but the Chiefs are a disaster right now without Patrick Mahomes. I mean, they weren't great with him, but without him, woof. Okay, I got
Before we go any further, did you see the Chiefs quarterback when his own dude tripped him?
Yes.
And he tried to get up. It was as clumsy as the butt fumble. It was as awkward as a play as I've seen in 15 years. Anyway, carry on.
Well, we got to hit a break. When we come back, we got to talk about this Bo Nix situation.
You're going to have to accept something, man. You're going to have to accept it.
I have to accept nothing. This is the
numbers don't lie.
You're right. They don't. And I'm going to slap you with some numbers on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I got to tell you about Underdog Fantasy, guys. The football playoffs are here. Underdog's the best place to play and get in on the action. All the playoff games going to be available at Underdog, and it's so simple. You pick your favorite players. They're going to go higher or lower on their stats, touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. You get them right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Now, I don't want to ruin the next segment, but I will be taking lower on some Bo Nix numbers once the Broncos actually have to play a game in the playoffs, because I am still completely out on Bo Nix stinks. Let's just stick with the low. Let the market perception tell you Bo Nix is good. Oh, Broncos 1 seed. He's great. Bo Nix ain't great. Trust me. I'll be playing lower on his stats. What are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use promo code Alamo. You'll score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Alamo. Underdog. Make picks. Win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. No major incidents going on right now. Traffic flowing freely on 35 northbound O'Connor up to FM 1103. Southbound side of 35 Wiederstein on down to Randolph Boulevard. That's also in good shape. 90 eastbound 211 to 410. That's slowing down a little bit. And we are getting reports of a minor wreck at Walsham at Woodlake Parkway. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. The once-a-year sale and clearance is here. Upgrade today with Mattress Firm's quality selection of top brands. Let their sleep experts find the perfect bed to help transform your nights. They make sleep easy.
Joel, I've invented the perfect exercise machine. It's practical, efficient, and fits in any home. I give you the Row and Go. Ta-da! It's a rowing machine that connects to your toilet, so you can row and...
Stop. Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC will help homes stay in tip-top shape. Call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jeremiah Smith played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right.
Is this Bob?
Is it who?
Bob?
I don't know. Might be.
This is Bob.
What channel is Bob on?
102.7.
102.7 just started this morning.
Well, after our show ends.
Go there at 10.
Yeah, at 10 o'clock. Go check out Bob FM.
Mm-hmm.
You'll love it. I assure you, you will love it. They didn't hire me to be on the voice
Oh,
track
give it time. This could happen.
Oh, wait, we have a meeting. It could be it.
Could be. Imagine they have a company-wide meeting just to tell me I'm gonna be.
I'm sure that's coming.
You're gonna voice track from 3 to 4.
Yep.
AM.
Broncos 19, Chargers 3. Bo Nix he has tricked people into thinking he's good at football, and it's making me so crazy. Do you know what Bo Nix's average depth of target was in yesterday's game? Which means how far beyond the line of scrimmage he was throwing the ball.
4 yards.
That's a good guess, but that's not the answer. Rob, you have a guess?
I would have. I'd say 5.5 to 6.
1.1 yards.
No!
The dude, all he did was throw screen pass, and it was like, oh, Bo Nix.
That's not a screen pass.
He doesn't make mistakes. Dude, I wouldn't make mistakes if I was throwing the ball 1 yard down the field every time.
But he is, for me, having what Sean Payton has done to me, I view as cracking the code. He's found a way to make average a number one seed. I mean, to me, that's the holy grail.
They have an elite defense.
Well, you have to have an elite defense to do what he's doing. I mean, he's done exactly what he did in New Orleans.
But will it work in the playoffs?
Well, there you go. So he's cracked the code for the regular season. But I know for the last 40 years, to win this thing, apart from 2, maybe 3 instances if you want to throw Jalen Hurts into it, you have to have, for Jerry's word, a war daddy. You've got to have a great, a good to great. And so far in the history of man, we haven't seen that but 3 times, twice, depending. So if you win the Super Bowl, dude, I'm in it. You have cracked the code. You've done it. You did it during the regular season. That's basically how this has always worked.
I think what we saw a few weeks ago when they played Jacksonville, a team that can actually score, and like, okay, the Jags put up 34. There was no world where the Broncos can put up 34 points in a game against a decent football team.
If that happens, then all of this was for naught. You still haven't completely cracked the code. But as far as my perception of what the NFL could be, if the desperate search for a quarterback takes a decade, and it seems to take a decade, why don't I find a coach that I can just recycle, and maybe every 3 or 4 years I'll find one that can truly get me a long way. You know what I mean? There's a lot of Bo Nixes out there.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So I'm not mad at you for what you're saying. I think that it's more about Sean Payton than it is about Bo Nix.
I agree with that. Bills 35, Jets 8. The Jets score with a couple minutes left to make sure they didn't get shut out. The last game in Highmark Stadium or Ralph Wilson Stadium,
it was fun.
Whatever. Last game in that stadium's history. Josh Allen took 1 snap to extend his league-long streak of consecutive starts. He handed it off, and then Mitch Trubisky proceeded to absolutely manhandle the Jets. 22 of 29, 259 yards, 4 touchdowns for Mitch Trubisky. I don't know why people aren't talking about Aaron Glenn being fired anymore.
No, I think they played like he was safe. That team either played like he was out the door or absolutely safe, because they didn't come into play other than to get 60 minutes of football in.
When they were 0-7, we were all saying they got to fire him. They got to fire him. And then they won those 2 games in a row. They beat the Bengals by 1 point, mind you. They beat the Bengals with Joe Flacco, and they beat who was the other team they beat? Oh, they beat the Cleveland Browns with Dylan Gabriel. And it was back-to-back wins, and we said, oh, well, I guess Aaron Glenn's safe. And then they turned back into that made them 2-7. They finished 3-14. They went 1-7 after that. Their only win was against the Falcons,
which might have been enough.
It's unbelievable that no one's talking about this guy like he should be fired.
I act like I'm plugged in, but I watched the 2 primary sources for Schefter and who else did I see? Both of them.
They don't even mention him.
Said he was safe. That there was he's just beginning a process. Well, all right.
This is a defensive head coach. And if it was just, okay, our quarterback play, they have Justin Field, they didn't have good quarterback play all season long, obviously. But we talked about the Cowboys. The Jets were the next worst scoring defense in the NFL, and this is a defensive head coach. They were awful on both sides. No one's talking. I mean, I'm not usually a guy who says coaches should be one and done, but holy crap.
I don't know what the internal metrics were that he surpassed. What exactly were you looking for him to keep his job, and how did he manage to get those metrics taken care of to stay there? But the one thing I will say is, at the very least, maybe some continuity could help. At the very least, just keep the same guy in the office so we have at least an idea where we're headed.
The Rams beat the Cardinals 37-20. Matt Stafford on his last game of the season puts up 259 yards and 4 touchdowns. I haven't looked at the MVP odds. I'll look at those here in a minute, but I would imagine he at a minimum tightened it up, because Drake May, even though they won 38-10, Drake May didn't do a whole lot. He had less than 200 yards, only had 1 touchdown on the day. It was mostly Ramondre Stevenson. 38-10, the Patriots beat the Dolphins. That game was actually it was a a 7-point game at halftime.
It looked like
the Dolphins were driving, and they Quinn Ewers threw a pick in the end zone, and that was the end of it. It all fell apart from there.
I think Stafford's going to get it. I just, he limped to the finish, but I think he still finished first.
And then finally, the Commanders get a 24-17 win over Philly. And I wonder if Philly has regret this morning about sitting everybody, because it's easy to say in hindsight, had they known the Bears were going to lose.
Yeah.
Because I got to tell you, the Eagles hosting the 49ers seems a lot more difficult than the Eagles hosting the Packers right now.
Well, I think both of them are limping in. We know the Packers are dead in the water. They're just waiting.
The 49ers, we saw one bad performance.
So, I don't know if the 49ers we saw was Kyle Shanahan playing possum, getting ready to go play a team that, has a pretty stout defense, going to have to do some things kind of unique to get some points on the board. Or it was the Eagles are Sirianni showed a lack of foresight if this is the case.
The Eagles are this was one of my favorite bets of the weekend, the Commanders plus 4.5. The Eagles are such a stars and scrubs team. When you take out Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Saquon Barkley, they're no good. Like, they don't have any good players.
I mean, they're barely above water with them.
Yeah. So I mean, that was I didn't know if the Commanders would win outright, but I certainly didn't think the Eagles would get any separation. The updated odds have flipped. Matt Stafford now a minus 180 favorite.
I think
so. Him finishing strong was good news for him. Drake May plus 150 is your second favorite. Third favorite at 200 to 1 is Trevor Lawrence.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah, at least finished.
It's nice to be mentioned.
I don't know how he'll finish in the voting, but in the odds, Trevor Lawrence 200 to 1, Sam Darnold 400 to 1, and then a few names at 500 to 1: McCaffrey, Caleb Williams, C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Bo Nix, Mr. 1.1 himself.
How many wins? I mean, it's too bad that in that list of all possibles that Myles Garrett isn't even listed.
No,
it's too bad.
Sad.
It's a crime.
Defensive player of the year odds. If you want to win $100,
okay,
that Myles Garrett, you want to win 100. You want to say, I want to bet Myles Garrett to be the defensive player of the year, and I want to get back $100. All you got to do is walk into the casino with $20,000, slap it on the table.
It's a guaranteed free lunch, though,
and you'll get your
$100. You'll get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
You'll get it. You can go take that winning immediately and go get a steak.
That's not enough for a steak there.
No, I mean, I said lunch. I said lunch.
Okay.
So get yourself a lunch steak.
If
for
you're
your
out,
$100,
if you're out there and you have a $500,000 home,
it's a surefire.
Think about it. You have a $500,000 home.
Okay.
You take out a second mortgage. You put it all on Myles Garrett to win Defensive Player of the Year, and you win $2,500.
Hey, it's surefire.
That is unreal.
Isn't it? But I guarantee you, it's
It wouldn't even pay the fees for your mortgage.
It wouldn't even cover the tax, but it's a surefire.
It really
it's a
is.
guarantee.
So if you have a lot of cash sitting around, like, I don't know what your last scratcher hit was, Vic, but you
remember I won that $30?
Okay, yeah,
there you go. You could turn that into 30 cents.
$30
in no time.
at minus 20,000. That's about 15 cents.
Yeah, man,
I think
you
you
can
got.
bring in you could almost get yourself a Coke.
Speaking
but it's
of
a guarantee, though.
Speaking of which, I bought a $30 ticket with that winnings and $150.
Oh, see how the daisy chain works?
I'm holding on to the ticket. I'm holding on to see what happens. I got to feel right to buy it on the right day.
You got to see the right game.
Yeah. The numbers got to line up.
Are we going to get a $50 scratcher now? Are we going to escalate?
Yeah.
All right.
Vic's like that Zach Galifianakis meme where all the numbers are going.
Yeah, that's me right now trying to figure out what day and time and where to buy it.
When's the
do I
strike when the iron's hot?
I got to drive to the west side or a north side.
Where's the winning ticket gonna be? You need to have an in, like at one of the gas stations, a guy who will scan the ticket for you before you buy it.
Oh yeah. It's like, is that one? No.
Skip on that one.
Yeah, there's only a few of those left because a lot of them have them in machines now where they can't control it.
Damn it.
Which I like those better because I have a feeling that those guys are in on it.
Oh,
I know they are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know they're in on it.
Rigged scam.
Yeah.
It's all a rigged scam, and then you keep going to play.
Yeah.
Well, you just won.
I just won.
Right, positive side.
No, that's because they're reeling him in.
Yeah.
Reeling him in.
And then they'll cut me off at the end.
That's right. And
Dang
then,
it.
And then when Vic takes the mortgage out, that's when they get
Laying
him.
it all on Myles Garrett.
I'm 1,000 short.
That's when they get him. All right. Man, time's flying. We're already halfway there on a Monday. When we get back, we can take a look at some of these playoff matchups because the playoff matchups are set. We'll get our first look at them on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, college impact, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in San Antonio without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in San Antonio for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text INVEST to 64,000. San Antonio is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in San Antonio and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text INVEST to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text INVEST to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text INVEST to 64,000.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
With the calendar now in January, the basketball world is taking over, and to add more excitement, make sure you're playing along on Underdog. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties. Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action where you can make your picks and win money right now in Texas. And it's easy and fun to do. Take your favorite players and decide higher or lower on stats, points, rebounds, steals, and more. With Wemby, always look at the blocks and see where you're going to go from there. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute definitely starting to slow down. 90 eastbound, 211 to 410. Also a bit sluggish on 1604 northbound, Calabria up to Hausman. Southbound 1604 Braun Road on down to 151. That's also rolling slowly. Still have that stall at 35 southbound Frostbank Center Drive, now off to the right shoulder. Those traffic lights still malfunctioning on 90 on the frontage road, eastbound, westbound between Military over to Penn Road. So treat that as a four-way stop. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
That's a wrap. In the NFL, the regular season is done. The playoffs are set, though the Cowboys will not be a participant. After their loss in New York, 34-17, the Cowboys finished with a 7-9-1 record. Now, the big offseason question is Matt Eberflus. Will he survive as the defensive coordinator? The Texans beat the Colts 38-30 to tie a franchise record with their 12th win of the year. 9 straight to close the season out in a 5th seed. They'll face off against the Steelers after a wild one last night. Finally, Myles Garrett is your new NFL sack record holder. He gets 23 after a sack of Joe Burrow. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
8:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. A little breaking news. The Cleveland Browns have fired Kevin Stefanski. We just talked about it as if it was a certainty.
Some say fired, some say set free.
They've released him. Fly away, bird. I do think Kevin Stefanski's a pretty good coach. I just think that Cleveland's it's an unbeatable situation. You know, it's just there's some games you can't win. Being the coach of the Cleveland Browns seems to be one of those games.
He's also become kind of a
quarterback also, by the way.
Well, I mean, he's also, while he's had to deal with some stuff, he is a common denominator. He's been here through a lot of bad things.
Yes, but also to be straddled with the Deshaun Watson situation, which is still the worst contract given out in the history of time.
Mm-hmm. And then
said, okay, but figure it out anyway.
And, they had Baker, he was there. They had Deshaun, he's been there. He's got Shador and Gabriel. He's free at last, man. I don't know how much of a role he played and all that crap, but at least he's not there anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know how long it's going to take to get the Browns stink off of him, but I think he's a good coach.
I think he's a very good coach. I think he'll find a spot. And Raheem Morris fired yesterday by Atlanta, so 2 coaches down already.
Early.
The Titans' job was already open. The Giants' job is open.
And Pete Carroll probably won't make it through the day.
I would imagine he goes as well. Although, I mean, think about it. If you're going to fire Pete Carroll, why wouldn't you fire Aaron Glenn?
Well, the Raiders
both 1 year.
Well, I think one is 80.
Yeah.
So I think he was here to save the
one's
ship.
At least won a Super Bowl in his life and knows what he's doing.
I think Carroll was in for another reason, though. I think he was here just to maintain till they could find somebody they love, and he couldn't even maintain.
Yeah, maybe so. The Giants. So now the Giants, Titans, Browns, Falcons have vacancies. Still questions, I would say, on Raiders,
Tampa?
Bengals, Dolphins. Ravens, Tampa. I think there's questions on all of those.
I think you're probably 3 out of those 5.
Arizona.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think we got a whole lot more to go through today.
So there's still some to kick around.
Especially if you like Kevin Stefanski. If you like some of these other dudes that might be your next, you need to get rid of your guy now before your guy gets his job.
Yeah, for sure. So, I don't know how many of those guys will go, but what's of the jobs that are now currently open? Cleveland, Atlanta, Giants, and Titans. What's the most appealing?
Atlanta. They're the closest to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You could debate manpower and quarterback and defense, but as far as the team that's closest, it's Atlanta.
What's the worst?
Oh, the Jets are long there.
Not the Jets.
I know, but they're not available. I think Cleveland's got a long way to go. They're still strapped.
Cleveland or Tennessee?
Tennessee at least has some draft picks, and they're kind of. I don't know what Cam is. He probably isn't what they hoped, but at least they've already hit rock bottom.
I was going to say I'd probably rather. Well, it's weird because. In a way, I think Cleveland has an advantage by not having drafted a franchise quarterback yet, because Tennessee, when you use the first pick on a guy, you got to ride it out for a while, and I don't think he's any good. So like riding it out for 2 more years seems like just a disastrous situation to me. But also in Cleveland,
where are they picking? Do we know?
Who, Tennessee?
Is Cleveland in a position to draft a quarterback?
They're in like 6th or 7th pick. They won't get one of the top ones. But Tennessee or Cleveland, the fan base there wants Shedeur Sanders to keep playing. And Shedeur Sanders is not good.
Cleveland Browns drafting second via projected trade with the Giants would go after a quarterback.
Okay. Wow.
This is just, I'm looking at The Athletic, and I hate projected trades.
Yeah. Well, that's old because the Giants don't have the 2nd pick anymore. They've got the 5th pick now.
See, there you go. So,
and the Jets, who pick 2nd, they ain't trading out.
Well, that if they're what I'm reading into this is if Cleveland is chasing a quarterback, then it's a gettable job. But if you're telling me I'm getting this job and you have to figure out whether it's Gabriel or Shedeur, I can tell you right now it ain't them.
Well, the other option is maybe Deshaun Watson's able to come back next year, and Deshaun Watson will not play well enough to make up for his contract. But Deshaun Watson is at least a serviceable NFL quarterback when he's healthy.
I don't think he's ever going to play again, bro.
Well, maybe
I mean, how can they parade him out in front of people? I agree.
Dude, Dylan Gabriel played football
this year. No,
it's
not about that. It's about all the history. And then.
But they've done it since. They're not worried about that. And they've already eaten that PR hit.
I just can't imagine that. I would never take that job if you told me. For the next year, I got to come out and try to make Deshaun Watson a serviceable quarterback and save my career at the same time.
All right, we'll let you know if we hear any more coaching news on this Black Monday.
Should we have a Deadpool? Who do you think next that we will hear?
I think
within
it's
the show,
Pete Carroll's next.
I think Pete Carroll probably. Yeah. And the only thing they got going for them, at least within our show, is they're on Pacific Coast time. This might happen after we leave.
Right. Let's take a look at the playoff matchups. As they are now set. The first game on Saturday, Rams at Carolina. The Rams are 9.5-point favorites at Carolina.
When last they met, though.
Panthers beat them.
Yeah, when last they met.
Now, the caveat to that is, and I say this all the time, the Rams lost a turnover battle 3-0. Could that happen again?
No.
Sure. But if the turnover battle is even, the Rams blow the Panthers out.
And I expect it to be. I think first of all, Carolina fell ass backwards into this. They didn't go. They had to have help. And I think there's a moral victory to just being there. And on the other side of that, the Rams only have one goal. This is just the first of many issues they're going to have to deal with. I think they dispatch Carolina pretty quick.
The Packers, this is a little surprising. They are 1-point favorites, 1.5, 1-point favorites at Chicago.
That's going to change. The money's going to change.
It looks like it already kind of is. You've already got to pay a juiced if you want 1.5. Like you're about to just be able to get ones going forward.
But my question is why? How did that number start?
I'm not really sure. I don't know if they've seen Green Bay the last few weeks, but I have, and it ain't good.
My first thought was, what do they know that I don't?
I mean, I guess do you trust LaFleur or Ben Johnson more? I guess it's easy to say LaFleur. Do you trust Jordan Love or Caleb Williams more? It'd be easy to say Jordan Love.
Maybe, yeah. A month and a half ago.
Yeah, I mean, the weapons the cupboard's pretty bare for Green Bay. They're on the road. I think I'm going to like Chicago as a dog.
What has Green Bay done over the last 3 weeks? I mean, it is as bad as any team in football. Yeah.
They kicked a game-covering field goal as time expired yesterday to cover the 13.5, make it 16-3. The Bills are – it's almost the exact same line. The Bills are 1.5, almost 1 point favorites at Jacksonville. Jacksonville taking some money right now. It's about to be 1.
I'd jump on Buffalo right now, too. I think that number's going to grow.
Do you?
I think Buffalo's going to be probably a 2-point favorite, maybe 2.5.
Yeah.
By the time they kick.
I'm not sure. People are high on Jacksonville. I've seen a lot of people pick Jacksonville to win the AFC.
Oh, man. I'm high on them, too. That's why I'm saying 2.5. You know what I mean?
The 49ers and the Eagles, that is the midday game on Sunday. The Bills-Jags is the early kick on Sunday. Niners-Eagles. The Eagles, 3.5-point favorites hosting the 49ers. I'm going to be on the 49ers. This Eagles team is so phony.
Well, what did we see with the 49ers? Are they phony?
Dude, the 49ers were playing against they were playing to be the 1 seed in the NFL. Like they were playing to be
right.
If they would have won, they would be the best team in the NFL.
And we'd all go, how? Because look at that defense and those names that I've never even heard before playing. Is that the team that's going up this week? Because if it is, they don't have a prayer.
And they still held the Seahawks to 1 touchdown.
Yeah, they did by the score, but we also saw what happened. They got a little Darnold in between, on the other side of the 20. But for the most part, they gave up boatloads of yards.
When is the last time you watched the Eagles and went, man, they've really got something?
The thing is, they don't have to do much to win. I know what they're capable of, and they can go score 20 points and beat the 49ers if that's what I saw the other night. But the Purdy I'd seen 3 weeks prior, I would have liked that offense.
Yeah, I think I like the Niners as a dog. Chargers at New England. The Chargers are catching 3.5, almost 4 points. There's some 4s popping out there at New England. I think the Chargers were smart to rest everybody and kind of get things right. This line feels very spot on to me because the Patriots really have a lot to prove against decent football teams because they haven't faced many decent football.
The Chargers are going to give them nothing. They're going to have to go take it from them.
Everyone should understand, like when I crap on the Patriots record, this is the easiest strength of schedule in NFL history that the Patriots just played. Like you couldn't have drawn it up better for the Patriots this year. So I'm not saying the Patriots stink. I'm not saying they're frauds. I'm saying they're about as untested of a good football team as you can imagine.
The good news is they're at home and they're in some weather. So I do think they got some help. But, again, the Chargers are not going to give them anything.
No.
They're going to have to go score points on their own. I don't see any turnovers coming their way. They're going to have to stop the run. And if they can do that, which I think they can, I think they're going to win the game. But that doesn't mean it's going to be easy.
That total is 46.5. It's funny because in my mind it's like, oh, the Chargers ain't going to give up any points, but the Patriots, they score. That should be a really good playoff game. And then the Monday game is the Houston Texans at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right now, you are looking at Texans minus 3.5 on the road. Looks like it's probably going. It looks like some money's coming in on Pittsburgh right now. So you're probably going to look at between 3 and 3.5.
I think there's a shot.
I kind of like Pittsburgh at home.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, I certainly like them getting more than a field goal. I just think that asking the Texans offense to go outside in that weather, which is going to be cold, and play is going to be rough.
You have to run a ball.
But the defense obviously is going to travel. But the Steelers defense looked pretty good yesterday with the exception of 2 bonehead plays. They did a good job taking away Derrick Henry. And obviously having T.J. Watt back makes a big difference for that team.
The fact that they're playing at home after they either get to play at home as your division champion or wouldn't be in, and the Texans have won 9 straight and 12 games and still have to hit the road. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's an interesting coaching matchup too between Tomlin and DeMeco Ryans, a couple of the best motivators, rah types.
Oh, we're gonna hear a lot of Aaron Rodgers this week.
Oh,
we're gonna
yes.
be chock full of Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yes, a legacy game.
Oh, he's gonna love it too.
For Aaron Rodgers. Oh,
we're gonna get the sly and slick and ironic Aaron this week. He's gonna be obtuse and he's gonna eat this up.
Cannot wait.
Oh, this is his last week. This is the last week he ever gets to do it.
Cannot wait. The Broncos and the Seahawks await the lowest seeded advancing teams from this week's games. And we'll play
what's
it
the
from
Broncos winning the AFC payout? I wonder.
I don't know off the top of my head, but here's what I do know. Of the 8 teams that were favored to win their division this year, do you know how many won their divisions?
Probably 2.
One,
okay.
The Philadelphia Eagles were the only team favored to win their division that actually won it.
Which we won't be able to really put this together until it's all done. I don't know if this is a good thing or not. I like the new teams and the fresh blood. I do,
Yeah.
but, there's a lot of uncertainty here. We could have a really lousy or an incredible weekend. I don't know.
3 of the top 4 win totals this season missed the playoffs. Kansas City, Baltimore, Detroit all missed the playoffs outright. Wow. It was a circus ride the whole season. This was a crazy season, man.
I wonder if it's the end of an era and we're beginning another, or this was just one of those hiccups of a year where just up was down and down was up, and we just ended up in a place that we didn't expect due to some strange injuries. I don't think so. I think we're transitioning into a new time in the NFL with some new power brokers. I really do. We're not there yet, but we're close.
Our preseason Super Bowl projections, both of us are half and half on even having a team in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I had the Rams over the Kansas City Chiefs. You had the Baltimore Ravens over the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
I know that the Ravens will not win the Super Bowl,
No,
but
I think they're out.
The Eagles could still potentially get there. The Rams are in an uphill battle if they're going to get there. Obviously, got to be on the road.
A far better opportunity than the desperate Eagles.
I think so too. But I assure you they won't be playing the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what I do know.
That's surprising. The most surprising thing to me of all of this is how quickly the Seattle Seahawks went from good to really good.
Yeah, they're fantastic, man.
And how much credit are we going to give Darnold? I mean, if he flames out in the last game again, like he did last,
which is entirely possible.
I wonder what will be the takeaway. But if he doesn't, and even if they lose and he doesn't flame out, what a ridiculous story.
Well,
I mean, one of those great NFL stories.
If you remember last year, it was almost the exact same situation. Darnold in Week 18 blew the game that could have given the Vikings home field advantage, and then it carried directly into the playoffs.
Just flamed out.
This year, they win that game. Sam Darnold played really well. I mean, they didn't ask him to do a lot, but he did what he was asked to do. And now they don't have to play Week 1. And I'm interested to see who they get matched up against. They'll get the lowest seeded team that advances. Because I'm picking the 49ers over the Eagles, I think we're going to get Seattle, San Francisco Part 3.
If that was to happen, I wonder how big that line gets. It might be one of the stretchier lines for a second-round playoff game in a minute. It's 6-7 points.
I don't think
so?
No way.
Ugh.
I mean,
I guess the 49ers, to get where they are going to have to show me more than they did the other night.
Yeah,
because my fear is that defense is just puppets. This is not what we thought, and Seattle showed us exactly who they are.
Yeah, because you got to think back. The 49ers have already gone into Seattle and won this year.
Yeah,
it is doable.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm more afraid for any team than the 49ers as far as, are you really who I thought you were after what I saw? I mean, they had everything going, and it looked like to me either they got whooped or Shanahan was playing possum, and I hope they were playing possum.
So now that the playoffs are set, and we know it won't be Ravens-Eagles, and we know it won't be Rams-Ravens, what's your revised Super Bowl projections?
I think it's hard for me to say that Seattle doesn't. No. I'm going to go with the Rams just because I like the quarterback right now in the NFC. And on the AFC side, man, talk about a crapshoot.
It is so hard to pick a team in the AFC. It really is.
You know, my gut says fall to the MVP or fall to the best in Buffalo, but I don't know, man. I'm less certain than I was a couple of weeks ago. But if you ask me right now, I'll say Buffalo.
I think I'd do the same thing. I think Rams would probably beat the Bills in the Super Bowl right now. But obviously a lot can happen between now and then. The only reason I'm saying Buffalo is because they've got a quarterback I trust.
That's it. That's the only thing in the AFC that I know is a given. Josh Allen ain't gonna lose the game. You know, he gonna get him as far as he can take him.
Yep. It's gonna be a fascinating playoffs. It looks a lot different than we thought it was gonna look.
And again, we'll debrief and look at the totality when it's done. But it's not a letdown because it's gonna be crazy interesting. But there certainly aren't two big bulls headed to meet each other.
I mean, think about last season. It was Detroit and Minnesota playing for home field advantage and playing for the 1 seed. This year, they both missed the playoffs. Green Bay and Chicago are now in the playoff. It's fascinating.
It doesn't seem better. It just seems different.
It's just different. Yeah, it's just different, man. All right, it is 8:20. Let's take a quick break. We got a short segment coming up, but I do want to talk about the future of Lamar Jackson and what it could mean to the league. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Kohl's new clearance markdowns are intense. Up to 70% off is the kind of deal that'll leave you feeling stunned and make you whisper things like, "Where have you been my whole life?" to a cardigan. Just take a deep breath, steady your cart, and try to act normal. But it's not possible. The savings are just too good. Shop new clearance markdowns now, in-store and online at Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Avatar Fire and Ash has arrived.
I am the fire!
Get your 3D tickets now for the greatest chapter of the biggest saga in history.
Whatever happens, protect his family.
Critics rave it's by far the best Avatar movie.
If your father and I do not return, you go as far and as fast as you can.
Movies don't get any bigger than this. Avatar Fire and Ash, rated PG-13, now playing.
You made the New Year's resolution to get back in shape, but what happens? You don't see results and give up. Want real results? Go to Synergenics and Low T Center for a free men's TRT test and $200 off the women's hormone test. Book now, getmyhealthfix.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
All right, good morning, everybody. Morning Huddle 94.1. We're just going over the odds to win their conferences this year. The AFC, the favorite is Denver, which no shock. They've got a bye. That's a pretty big deal. They are plus 230, your favorites. The second favorite, the 2-seed New England Patriots, plus 380. The Bills are 5-1. Jags 550. Texans 550. Then you get to the Chargers at 12-1 and Steelers at 17-1. Excuse me. In the NFC, the Seahawks are plus 170. The Rams are plus 230. See, in the NFC, I want to take the top teams. I think it's one of those two teams is going to be in the Super Bowl, Seahawks or Rams. In the AFC, it's the opposite. I want to find someone besides the top two because I don't think Denver or the Patriots are in. I don't think they're Super Bowl teams. So Seattle plus 170, Rams plus 230. The Eagles are your third favorite in the NFC, plus 475. Then it takes a pretty big jump from there. Bears plus 950, Packers 11-1, Niners 13-1, Panthers 50-1. I was just saying, Rob, in the NFC, the Seahawks and the Rams, I feel very comfortable that the two favorites, one of those two teams is going to be in the Super Bowl. In the AFC, the Broncos and Patriots are the favorites. I would certainly want the field in the AFC.
I think the field sits there, but I don't see, and I think it'll bear out, how New England is given so much credit right now.
You think it will bear out?
No, I don't. I think they're going to lose earlier than expected.
Okay.
I'm not sure when it'll happen. That's the one thing that drives me to say field because
I think the Chargers could beat the Patriots.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be that surprising considering the ways that the Chargers would do it. That's why I like the field on the other side, but that even makes it more difficult for me to even place any kind of trust anywhere in the West or in the AFC other than where is the guy that I trust the most?
In Buffalo, I guess.
That's it. That's all I can look at in the AFC is where's the one guy that I can trust the most because I don't trust any of the teams. I don't even trust Buffalo that much.
No, I don't either.
But I can say in the NFC, as you just said, one of those two teams is going to be there. I just don't know how it's going to work its way through. But I get the sense, and if I was an odds-on dude, I just like the way that the Rams are put together. that they can stop you defensively. They can run the ball if they have to. They can certainly throw over the top. And they got a quarterback that I know will not lose me the game. Now, he might make a mistake to make it close, but I don't think Stafford has it in him to lose the game with something stupid.
Yeah, the Chargers being pretty considerable dogs to the Patriots. When the Patriots, do you know how many teams on the Patriots' schedule, when all was said and done, how many teams they played with a winning record?
Buffalo, there's one.
And they played them twice.
Yeah, so 2 teams, 3 teams?
2 teams. The other one's the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Which barely got there.
And they lost that game. So they are 1-2 against teams with a winning record, and they played 17 games. That means there are other 14 games were teams that were below 500. And the Chargers, whatever you want to think about how good like if the Chargers are an overall disappointment or if they're an 11-win football team.
And they beat you in ways that you can't overcome. They squelch you. They dominate the ball. They're
physical.
They've got a quarterback that's going to throw it over the top, but he's not going to make a mistake to give it back to you. But you can outscore them if given the chance, and that's where I do like a little bit of the New England. They're kids and they don't know, so they'll go do some stuff, especially with the advent of the running game. They can run it better now than they used to. Here's the thing about Drake May is I think he's due for a little bit of failure. I don't know how to put it, but I think he's due for one of those games that good players run into. And I look back at the way the Texans handled C.J. Stroud that first year when they beat a bunch of bad football teams. But, man, he's on his way. And then I look at what the Commanders did with Jaden, the bunch of bad football teams, but he's on his way. But when it got to the playoffs, the truth came out quick. You're still young, and there's still a lot to learn.
I will say Justin Herbert, who's 0-2 in the playoffs, including last year when they played the Texans, and Justin Herbert had arguably the worst game of his career. He was 4 interceptions in that game. Sometimes you need to have those games before you can
not sometimes. I think 99% of the time you need to have a game that really exposes what you've got to work on, and not just coaches telling you. You have to feel it and live it and do it.
And now what happened? Does Drake May, perhaps, is he due for that game?
I think every one of them, all the quarterbacks we just talked to did. I mean, rookie quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, it doesn't happen for a reason. And I think there's the comeuppance day where we know how good you are, but for you to take your team to the next level, you extended yourself just a little bit too far. You hadn't laid the groundwork, and we saw that with CJ at the end. Like I said, we done Jalen last year or 2 years ago, last year. So we've seen great quarterbacks carry their team a long way. But once it gets into the playoffs and there's a lot of film on you, and you're trying to extend and go one step further, that's when the mistakes happen.
The first-time quarterbacks in the playoffs this year, Drake May, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, and Bryce Young.
You know, the sad thing about it is the worst of the quarterbacks is the least likely to flame out because he doesn't have the opportunity to flame out. You know, he's not going to get a chance to throw the ball downfield and throw an interception. Bo Nix is the worst quarterback of those 3, but the likelihood of him just flaming out throwing 3 interceptions is not nil.
Maybe you didn't hear me say Bryce Young's name. He is also on that list.
Well, he's not the worst. Bo Nix, by every measure, is the least of the 4. Of all the ones you named. He is. I mean, Bryce at least has some mobility, and I know he can throw a dart. I don't think Bo Nix can push the ball downfield. He can lob it. He can throw it where you run under it. But can he push the ball on a 10, 15-yard out? I don't know if he can, and they're not even going to try.
Yeah, from a physical standpoint, I mean, Caleb Williams and Drake May can do just about anything.
Sling it, and they're the most likely to throw 3 interceptions because they have the wherewithal to even do it.
Yeah, well, although, I mean, Bryce Young – going up against a much superior team and knowing he's going to have to be throwing the whole time. And that's a good thing for Bo Nix is the Broncos have rarely been in situations where they've asked him to do a lot.
And dink and dunk 5-yard outs.
But chances are good in the playoffs. At some point, you're going to have to do something. And I remember there were people who there was a big question, and I always go back to this one, was Joe Flacco, the year that they made the run and he won the Super Bowl. Everybody called him a game manager, and Joe Flacco was ready to get paid. And they said, well, Joe Flacco is just riding this Ravens team. Well, Joe Flacco played about the best stretch of playoff football, one of the best stretches of playoff football we've ever seen, and proved that he was more than just a game manager with that team.
Yeah.
Are one of these guys capable of doing that? Maybe, but it's a big ask when it's your first rodeo in the playoffs.
All of that. The only quarterback that was even moderately successful, and he was very successful, he won a Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts. But that style was set up. Even Bo Nix doesn't get to play that style. I mean, he's going to have to make a few passes.
Yeah, I'm going to be fascinated on how these playoff matchups work out. The one guy who's not in the playoffs, Lamar Jackson. I'm going to ask your prediction now. Is Lamar Jackson a Baltimore Raven next season?
No.
I'm going to say yes, just because it's so rare for these guys to be moved.
I completely agree, but we're now on iteration 2, or is this 3 of Lamar trying to maybe leaving out? You know what I mean? There was the go find your deal, and if you can find it, we'll sign you that year when they gave him the way out.
This is the second time. Yeah.
So we might be getting to the end, and I think that the variable here is Harbaugh. Will he or won't he? And if he doesn't come back, I don't know if next coach wants Lamar, or Lamar just they extend this deal out for about 6 years. Buy him out and wave goodbye.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about losers. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I got to tell you about Underdog Fantasy, guys. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties are back. Underdog's the best place to get on the action. Of course, I told you earlier about the NFL. Of course, you can play the NFL at Underdog. But the NBA, we're in full force there as well. And it's so easy. You pick your favorite players and you go higher or lower on their stats, points, rebounds, steals, whatever it is. You get it right. You could win up to 5,000 times your money. I'll tell you who we were right on this weekend was Luke Cornett. If you liked him higher with Wemby out, it's clear his usage has gone through the roof and his efficiency was through the roof. So any of these nights that Wemby is sitting out might be a good time to take a look at Luke Cornett. Download the app today. Use promo code ALAMO. You'll score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot, 281 southbound right as you approach Tacoma. Accident, 35 southbound Prospect Center Drive. That's a stall up to the shoulder. 281 southbound Thousand Oaks to Isom. That's starting to fill in, roll a little slowly. Also noticing a delay at 1604 northbound Calabria up to Hausman, and a stall at 35 upper level northbound Martin Street. Disabled vehicle on the median. Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
I'm worth a lot more.
I'm worth a lot more.
I'm worth more.
You know what? You're right. At GiveMeTheVin.com, you are worth more. And your car's worth more. And we want to pay more at GiveMeTheVin, because good cars are worth more. And so are you. For top price, trust, and ease of transaction, GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer. And remember, if we don't beat a deal from Carvana or CarMax, we'll pay you $100.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's impossible to have a bad day when you started with Chick-fil-A.
Hi, I'm Miles.
And this is Grant.
And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how the fluffy, crispy goodness wakes us up in the morning. The chicken is crispy, the biscuit is soft, it's iconic.
Throw some jelly on it, you can throw some honey on it. It helps me kick off the day.
The hash browns are great. And I really like the shape of them too. Little circles of crispy goodness. Yeah, those early morning chicken biscuits are just great, man.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The Lowe's Closeout event is here with the final savings of the season. Grab amazing deals on seasonal decor, tools, flooring, and more before they're gone. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free standard shipping. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/7. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Free shipping excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to change. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, all the reaction to the final weekend of the NFL season. Now that the playoffs are set, what are the best matchups for the first round of the NFL playoffs? We'll also have the latest on the San Antonio Spurs, and Joe Reinigo returns from vacation. The Blitz, Monday starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's actually 8:41.
What time is it in Boise?
At 8 o'clock. But I don't think that's accurate, though.
Yeah.
Like a time zone. I think Boise's is that
Where
mountain?
they at?
I think it's mountain time.
I think they're mountain
Yeah,
up
they're
there
mountain.
with Denver.
No, that might be Pacific time, Boise.
But they're,
Huh.
well, you know what? We have a.
Boise time zone.
Yeah, you're
mountain.
right.
It is mountain.
Yeah, I thought so.
So it actually is almost 8 o'clock in Boise.
Almost got it.
Yeah. Huh.
Something to shoot for tomorrow, Vic.
Vic, sounds like you got a lottery ticket in your future. You're starting to see it.
Yeah.
All right. Every day around this or every Monday around this time, we like to take a look back at the weekend and see who were the big bozos, who were the boneheads, who were the losers.
You lose! You are such a loser. You're a bona fide schmuck.
Time now to find out who blew it this weekend. The losers.
You bunch of losers! Look who's back. It's the loser.
I'm going back to a better class of losers.
With AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hello, losers.
One quick thing I want to address, Eagles fan. What's the difference between Lamar and Dak Prescott? If you don't move Dak, why would you move Lamar Jackson? Well, here's one thing is Lamar's contract right now is they're at a tipping point because Lamar is going to be a $75 million cap hit next year, which is untenable, obviously. So they've got to decide, do they want to extend and go 5 more years of Lamar Jackson? And that's where the question is coming in. It's not, is Lamar Jackson worth keeping around? Obviously, Lamar Jackson still, a diminished Lamar Jackson is still a top 10 quarterback in the league. But do you want to pay for the next 5 years if the arrow is indeed starting to point down?
And you're going to have to pay for the next 5, probably more than that.
And I mean, Lamar Jackson, if Lamar Jackson redoes a deal this offseason, will become the highest paid player in the history of football. So that's why it's a discussion to be had. All right, the losers for this weekend. I think I'm going to combo Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield. Even in victory, the fact that team couldn't make the playoffs after the start that they had is about as embarrassing as it could get. If you start out 6-2 in the NFL, in the worst division in football, you make the playoffs. It's just that all you got to do is not go 2-7 down the stretch, and they went 2-7 down the stretch.
Their MVP candidate did not close things out for whatever reason. They had to fight through some injuries, but I don't know who had the more disappointing year. I don't know. Baltimore at least fought their way to the end. At least they fought to the finish line, where Tampa just kind of staggered their way in. And I don't know who I would be more disappointed with of the two, just because I had higher expectations for Baltimore. But, man, you had an easy road. I feel like Baker can only do so much, and if you ask him to do more than that for more than too long, it's just never going to work.
Some of these, they've got some wins that you go, wow. They beat the Texans in Houston. They beat the Seahawks in Seattle. They beat the 49ers. They beat the snot out of the 49ers in Tampa. Yet somehow they lost at home to the Saints, lost at home to the Falcons, lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah. And it's tough to move on. You don't leave Baker because they got him at a good deal. He's getting paid exactly what he's worth. I don't know about Bowles. I really don't. He's won how many times in a row has he won his division? 3-4 times in a row until this year. I don't know if you can justify firing him, but I do know that you do need to shake that snow globe a bit. Yeah. I think you've made it about as far as you can with this iteration, especially as old and as good. I mean, Godwin and Evans are still pretty good, and I wouldn't mind having them next year, but it's just not enough anymore. You can't count on them.
Who you got for a loser?
First and foremost, it's the Jets defense. I mean, how do you make an entire season without a single interception? It's just a test. It's almost willful. I mean, how do you not get one?
You realize even if they had gotten one, that would have set the record for fewest interceptions in a season. The record was 2, and they couldn't even get one. They
wasn't
got
even
0.
close. Was there even close
I'm
plays?
sure they had a couple slip through the fingers
yeah.
at some point.
Oh,
but
okay.
This was a team that had Sauce Gardner on the edge a couple years. I mean, this was a legitimate, not a great defense, but it wanted to be prepared for up until this year.
Yeah.
So, as bad as the Cowboys' defense has been, and as bad as the Cincinnati defense was, if you go through a season without a single turnover, that's not just accidental. You gotta stop taping up your hands. I don't know. You're gonna have to figure out where the ball is. That's unexcusable. I mean, I've never heard of such. I bet it doesn't ever happen again.
I'm going to throw a couple teams out there and sort of pile them together. Cleveland, the Giants, and the Raiders. Teams that had no reason to go out and try and win a game. And still do, and I get it. Everybody's going to play hard. Everybody's playing for their jobs, but at some point you have to understand the task. The Giants don't even have a head coach right now. It would have not been wild in my mind for the GM or the owner of the Giants to go to the interim head coach and say, "Hey, man, your job here is to compete up to the point of victory." And stay short of that.
Go fight. Don't compete.
Yeah. To go out there and win and go from the number 1 seed to the 5, or I say the 1 seed, the first pick in the draft to the 5th because you went out and beat the Cowboys. I know we don't like tanking here. I get it. But once it's tanked, once you're there on the doorstep, don't go win the game that drops you 4 spots in the draft.
It wasn't like the Cowboys were there to take it from you.
No, you're right.
It wasn't like the Cowboys were stampeding toward a victory. It wasn't like
right.
they certainly tried. At the end of the day, I applaud those. I do. At the very least, you went out and you went hard. Most of those guys aren't going to be on this team next year anyway, so I don't care about draft picks. I just want to go out and play hard, but my mom will see me and maybe get a raise. That's it.
I'll also, since I talked about the Raiders, who they ended up not
they're
costing
all for
them.
it. They're all for it.
Yeah, it ended up not costing them. But I hate to do this, but I think in his last game, Travis Kelce might have been his last game. 3 catches, 12 yards.
Whoa.
A rough season for Travis.
Okay, let's talk about this for just a second before we get into some more losers. Do you really think he's done?
Yeah. Because here's why. I think Travis was probably about a league average tight end this year, which, there's no real shame in that. But the guy's, I mean, he's one of the 2 or 3 best tight ends in the history of time. He's on the Mount Rushmore of tight ends. In fact, he moved into 3rd place all time on receiving yards for tight ends this week, and passed T.O. on the all-time receiving yards list, period, regardless of position. He is a first-ballot Hall of Famer. If he plays next year at age 37, he is going to be a well below average player at his position, and then you start to wonder why he's even out there. And now he's got this podcast. He's got this whole new life.
This wifestress, and no Mahomes next year.
Well, I think he will get Mahomes
at some point,
but it'll be probably a diminished Mahomes.
Why? That team's not headed anywhere next year.
I think this is the time to get out.
I get it, but
plus Taylor doesn't want to be with a loser.
No, but dude,
how many games did you win this year? You're a loser.
But
I'm breaking up.
To be that great, it would be really hard to walk away after this year. To know how good you were, and this is the legacy I left.
Not very many people get to go out on top.
That's true.
There's very few John Elways.
And the reason why is because the competitive spirit is I wasn't that far away. If I one turn here, one move here, suddenly I'm having a great year, and I don't want to go out being remembered for this. Yeah. And I don't think that's going to happen. But I do know players who have talked about retiring all year long, and then they have a terrible end of the season. Go, well, I don't want to end like this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come back one more time because just one more thing, and that would have been different. And no, it rarely ends that way. But no one has had the career prospects of a tight end after football like Kelce has. I mean, he's already got the world's waiting for him to go do stuff.
The money's about to start flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Money's about to start flowing. So I don't know. He just doesn't need it. And I mean,
If they had if Mahomes was 100% healthy ending the year and they were just a couple of injuries away and you felt like, if this would have happened, we got a shot, and then maybe he's back, but I don't think that's the case.
We haven't talked about this on the air, but I think Baylor has to get a little grief for this James Najee signing.
I'm not mad at them.
So just so everyone's aware, James Najee was the 31st draft pick in the 2023 draft. He played in the Summer League that year and then was eventually part of a trade that sent Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been moved around in deals before, went to go play overseas, and now he is playing for Baylor because he has, according to the NCAA, has eligibility left. When he got on the floor against TCU, the Boo Birds came down this weekend. He had 5 points and 4 fouls. And my thought is, dude, you're supposed to be an NBA guy now?
Well,
and you're out here struggling against TCU? How serious are you anyway?
I mean, it's been a couple years since he was playing some high-level comp, but he is that good. And I don't blame Baylor. That's a loophole they found. Now, this loophole is going to be closed as soon as they can. I don't think we're going to let anybody who's ever played an NBA Summer League ever suit up for a college team again. This is weird. But I don't blame Baylor. Heck, I mean, the opportunity's there. Y'all didn't stop the rule, and who am I to be the moral conscience of basketball? I got an opportunity to go get a guy who's got NBA talent. I'm going to go get him.
I have one more. I don't know the guy's name that Alec Pierce of the Colts ran into.
About the kicker?
No, Alec Pierce got ejected out of the game yesterday. Alec Pierce had a huge game. He had 2 touchdowns, like 140 yards receiving. And in the second half, he was like arguing that he got pushed out of bounds, and he had his arms up like this, and like he maybe slightly bumped into the referee. Clearly not wasn't trying to make contact with him.
Wasn't intentional, right?
No, it was not intentional. And they ejected him out of the game. That's ref show stuff. Like, you don't got to do that, dude. You don't. And like, the ref looked straight ahead the whole time, didn't even address that he was talking to him, and threw him out of the game. It was Bush League ref show.
I get the sense those two had been going at each other before.
Maybe
I
so.
didn't see it happen. We left out one of them. Ohio State. Come on.
Well,
I know it's been a couple of days. Ohio State laid a freaking egg.
Yeah.
Tech, I'll forgive. I mean, it was a big stage first time there. I'll forgive you. Ohio State, they got off easy as far as the abuse that they deserve.
No, I think you're probably right.
I was just looking at, in the first round, it looks like they got 4 dudes going to go in the first round.
Yeah.
And get hammered the way that you did. That was, luckily you've had enough recent success where people don't just hate you right now, but they should.
Yeah.
I know Miami's better than everybody expected, but the way you played was an embarrassment.
Well, they got a ring from last year.
That's
They can still sit on it.
But let me tell you,
Georgia too. They're still allowed. They're allowed. We're still recent enough that we're all right.
At least Georgia got beat. At least they were in it to the end.
All right, we got 1 hour of programming left for you there. We'll make the most of it. We've got to talk some Spurs on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
6 for 6, and the Aggies have the lead.
Your home for Aggies football. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ziprecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ziprecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ziprecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
You know, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your midday commute, still working this wreck at 37 northbound approaching Brooklyn Avenue downtown. 2 left lanes are blocked. Stop and go from Carolina Street. That's a stall on the west side. 410 southbound Marbach. 2 right lanes are blocked. On 410 eastbound approaching 35, disabled vehicle off to the shoulder. And southbound 35, Frostbank Center Drive stall, right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
That's a wrap. In the NFL, the regular season is done. The playoffs are set, though the Cowboys will not be a participant. After their loss in New York, 34-17, the Cowboys finished with a 7-9-1 record. Now, the big offseason question is Matt Eberflus. Will he survive as the defensive coordinator? The Texans beat the Colts 38-30 to tie a franchise record with their 12th win of the year. 9 straight to close the season out in a 5th seed. They'll face off against the Steelers after a wild one last night. Finally, Myles Garrett is your new NFL sack record holder. He gets 23 after a sack of Joe Burrow. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
9:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. What a day it's been.
Everybody back to work. School gets started again, what, tomorrow?
Yeah, I think school starts tomorrow. At least my granddaughter goes back.
What about in your house?
Tomorrow. Yeah, it's like an in-service day today. And then back on the grind tomorrow. Back on that grind.
Have you had to
baby.
write down 2026 yet? See, now that I don't write checks, it doesn't matter.
I don't write
back
down
in
anything.
The day, back in the day, it would throw me off for about a month.
And you had to initial it.
Yeah, I haven't had to do any of that stuff yet. No, I like no one's even asked me what day it is.
Yeah. Oh, the sports center almost didn't run this morning because I put 2025.
See? Oh, what an idiot!
But I caught it. I saw it red. I was like,
what an idiot. The San Antonio Spurs, weird week. The results for San Antonio continue to baffle me. There are times where they look like world beaters, and then there are times like this weekend where the Portland Trail Blazers kind of gave them the business, and it was pretty. I mean, it was obvious from the first quarter.
Portland that good?
Yeah, they are.
Portland is very. Portland reminds me a little of the Spurs a year ago.
They're a poor man's Spurs. They don't have a superstar, but they got 7 dudes that can play basketball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're a solid squad. They try really hard. I give them a lot of credit, and they went in, and it was first quarter. They took the Spurs lunch money.
Yeah,
and again, I'm trying not to get too high or too low in the moments on the Spurs. I think that's the thing is I kind of got to stay level because when they beat OKC, I'm like, oh, my God, they're contenders. And then they lose games to teams that aren't even going to make the playoffs. And I'm like, wait a minute. What's going on here? I've got to try and stay a little more level.
I think what we need to adjust to as fans is realizing that teams now get up to play the Spurs.
Yeah,
now you're
probably right.
They are eyes peeled, ready to go because this is the number 2 team in the West. This is the team that's got Wemby when he's out there. There's De'Aaron Fox that could rip you up. There's Steph Castle that can come get you. Luke Cornett is this unsung hero. You got to be ready to play him, and we're getting the best. That Cleveland rolled in and did the same thing. If you're not ready, you're going to get beat because teams aren't just loafing in. This isn't just a night on the road or whatever. They're getting ready for you. They know what's coming, and that's the hardest thing to adjust to, especially now. You brought up earlier about Dylan didn't play very well on Saturday and had a couple of games. Now we're running into that rookie wall. Now we're getting into he's playing more basketball than he ever has in his life, and he's still got to get on a plane, and he's still got to go do 3 games, and a back-to-back. It gets exhausting. So this is where the good teams just toughen up. Those scars need to be built. You got to toughen up the areas that you're weak and get better, or if not, you're going to lose those. The good news is other teams are going through it too. Yeah. I mean, we saw Houston fall the same night we did in a game to the Mavericks that they shouldn't have lost either.
Sure.
So it's not going to be.
Knicks got blown out by the Sixers that night.
Yeah, so it's not always going to be easy. But what we do want, the first thing is there's an excuse. Wemby wasn't there. And that guy, in and out, we get used to it. But it is a minus when he's not there.
No, but we've also got to kind of – it may be – I hope it's not as extreme as the Joel Embiid situation, but it's like the Sixers can't use we didn't have Joel Embiid as an excuse anymore.
No,
we're all over that.
You're
it's
used to it.
You need to understand that's part of having him on your team is some nights he'll be there, sometimes he won't. We may have to get to that. I don't think we're there yet, but we may have to get that way with Wemby where we just say, oh, it's nice when we've got him. It's great when we've got him. And I think that obviously the ceiling title only exists when you have him, but I don't know that it's much. I don't know how much longer it'll be an excuse.
I will say this: the one good thing that came out of the last week, other than the winning streak was popped, but I think because of Wemby's absence and because we're finally figuring out what this offense is going to look like, we're seeing more and more of Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah,
and I think Olynyk is a positive. He brings things to the court that I'm glad to see. I saw someone post. I wish I could give him the credit, but he is. Olynyk is everything that when we had Zach here for the last couple of years, what we hoped he would be. And he's a guy that's not afraid to take an 18-foot shot. As a big man, he'll put the ball on the ground and dribble it around the edge and do some things that the other posts can't do or won't do. And I think that's the one thing I saw this week is I like to see more of Olynyk.
Yeah, he 0 of 5 from 3.
He's not there for scoring. If he's there to take those shots when they're available. But I do like him out there not stuck underneath the rim.
Yeah. Now, Cornette, on the other hand, did stay stuck under the rim and had. This is my biggest complaint last season was. The Spurs didn't have a big man to do big man things.
Not anymore. That's not a problem.
And Luke Cornett gets out there and does the big man things. He gets the rebounds. He doesn't mind taking layups. He doesn't mind just taking little 4-foot shots. Yeah, he's happy. And he blocked 5 shots in that game. He did all the things that a big man does.
Yeah.
I just think that the supporting cast wasn't great, especially outside the starting 5. Your bench scoring was abysmal, and quite frankly, I told you this at the beginning of the game or at the beginning of the show. As much as I love Dylan Harper, he was so bad in this game. They were like 5 of 30. The bench was it was just nobody could make a shot.
Keldon was flat. It just wasn't a very good basketball game. And let's give Portland some credit. They came out in the first 5 minutes of that basketball game and asserted their will. And as good as our bigs, I didn't say they played great, but good enough. Portland's were better.
Klingon was good.
Klingon just dominated the game. Not only did he dominate the game, he took our guys out of their game. And remember the tussle we got into late in the game? He was a physical presence and a problem at the same time.
Yeah, and Caleb Love showed up off the bench and actually did some really good things for them. So good game for the Blazers, bad game for the Spurs. It's going to happen. Again, it doesn't feel like a need to panic. Spurs sitting now at 25-10, and they lose on a night that, like you said, the Rockets lose, and last night the Thunder lost. So
thank you, Devin Booker.
Yeah, Devin Booker hits a game-winning three. So the Spurs remain 4.5 games out of first place, and the Lakers and Nuggets actually 2 games behind the Spurs in the Western Conference standings.
The Lakers on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Or is it Thursday?
No, they get – I think it's because they play the Grizzlies tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
I think it is Thursday. I think it's Thursday. They wouldn't play Memphis and go to L.A. back-to-back.
Probably not.
So, yeah, I think it is Tuesday, Thursday this week for the Spurs. So we'll talk more about that Grizzlies game tomorrow in Memphis. And then it's home. So it is tomorrow. Yeah. It's Wednesday. So at Memphis Tuesday, home Wednesday to the Lakers. And that's their last home game for 8 days.
Ooh.
It's a rough road trip. At Boston, at Minnesota, at OKC.
They're going to go play the best player in the world, Jaylen Brown. Just ask him.
I mean, there's a guy on each one of those teams: Jaylen Brown, Anthony Edwards, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who could all make an argument for being the best player in the world on any given night.
Jaylen will tell you, I'm the best player in the world.
He will. So there you go. That's your look at Los Spurs. I think the long road trips that are coming up are going to be a real test for a young team. But I'm just kind of gotten comfortable with the Spurs are a playoff team.
Yes.
I don't know if they're a championship contender for real when it's all said and done this year, but I'm not worried about them. Like, are they going to fight in for a play-in game? Or like they're not that. They're certainly going. I think they're going to certainly finish one of the 6 best teams in the Western Conference. And quite frankly, I don't know what. If one injury, now if cluster injuries happen, anybody can fall apart. But if they said, okay, player X is out for the rest of the season, if the rest of the team is healthy, I still think they're a playoff team. I still think they're a top 6 seed.
I agree.
And that includes Wemby, which I would have never thought I could say.
No. Well.
But the way this team played when it was Fox driven, when Wemby was out for the long stretch, it's clear they can handle that too. Obviously they can't win a title if Wemby's not healthy.
No, they're not a chance. But I think they have a better chance without Wemby than they do without Fox this year.
Yes, I agree with that too.
Now, we're 1 month away from the trade deadline, February 5th. Continuity is going to matter. And it's going to be a tough one here. We got an 8-day roadie and some ones there. It'll be interesting to see if we do hit a rough patch. If we do lose 3 or 4, and Wemby still is kind of whatever the case might be, where we're headed on the 5th, because the volume on trades is going to pick up here in about 2 weeks. It's really going to become a topic of conversation, and it's going to be about teams that are close, that feel like they're almost there, and then about those teams that are about to ripcord it.
Yeah.
And in the next 2 weeks, we're going to get a real clear picture of what that's going to be, and it's going to be the Spurs are going to be in a buyer's market. They'll be able to there'll be deals to be made. I'm just curious to see if, in fact, the calculus shows that a deal's worth it.
A big deal seems less likely than it did maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about this a little bit earlier. It seems like maybe Milwaukee wants more than what anybody's willing to give for Giannis.
So let's see if the market starts to fall and suddenly a doable
that could
deal.
easily happen. And if it does, my guess is like the Bucks probably wanted something like both the young guards.
And I don't blame them for asking, but now deadlines make deals. Let's see where we are. And, the more we win, the less likely it happens, you'd assume. But we saw on Saturday night what the Spurs are capable of. They can go out and lay an egg a couple of games in a row just because things are out of kilter, and suddenly we start questioning, do we have what it takes to win that playoff series? And if we have that, what's the reason we should be afraid? Because the best team in the West, they're afraid of us.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, Spurs have lost 3 out of 4 at home which is weird.
That's not what winning teams do.
No.
I mean, so there's those little things where you start going, maybe we do need some more veteran presence. Maybe not a Giannis, not for the cost of everything, but maybe there needs to be another adult in the room.
Yeah, that's a real possibility. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll see what's going on in the world outside of sports. And I've got a good gym story. It's a new year. A lot of people using the gym. This guy took it to the extreme. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your midday commute, still working this wreck at 37 northbound approaching Brooklyn Avenue downtown. 2 left lanes are blocked. Stop and go from Carolina Street. That's a stall on the west side. 410 southbound Marbach. 2 right lanes are blocked. On 410 eastbound approaching 35, disabled vehicle off to the shoulder, and southbound 35, Frostbank Center Drive stall, right shoulder blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
The Gomez Law Firm is San Antonio's leader in personal injury law, and we have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us to share more.
Number one priority is to let the people know that we are a law firm that's been part of this community for 50 years. Mr. Gomez, he's been a practicing attorney here since 1973. He's born and raised here in San Antonio, done nothing but help out personal injury victims. It's very important that we get that out to the San Antonio community because a lot of these attorneys like to come in here and act like they're from here, but they're all out-of-towners. They don't know what goes on here. If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm. We've been around for almost 50 years. And we're not going anywhere.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Get real results for your health this new year with Synergenics and Low T Center. For a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and the ladies take $200 off the women's hormone test. Say no to diet trends, questionable online treatments, and deceptive prices from other places. Looking for the best? Synergenics and Low T Center are the leading experts. Meet with a real provider, get real medication, and see real results. Learn more at GetMyHealthFix.com for Synergenics and Low T Center. GetMyHealthFix.com.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
In the automotive industry, time and trust mean everything. Miss an electrical problem, and it can mean big problems for your operation. That's why Napa believes in testing the 5 critical components in every vehicle: the battery, starter, alternator, relay, and serpentine belt. And why we deliver the parts, tools, and expertise you need to catch problems before they become breakdowns. So test every vehicle and trust the name that keeps your bays busy and your business moving full speed ahead.
Napa know-how.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
When you're walking in your sleep. What are the secrets that you keep, Rob?
You have to say it like they do. Secrets. Secrets.
Secrets.
What secret do you have?
All right. This story, here's where we like to see what's going on in the world outside of sports. A man in Massachusetts, Planet Fitness in Massachusetts, well, Planet Fitness everywhere has a slogan. It's the judgment-free zone.
Yeah.
There's no judgment at Planet Fitness.
Which means there's more judgment.
Yeah.
What they
have to
want,
tell me they're not, then there is.
What they want at Planet Fitness is they want a place where you can go work out and you don't
be embarrassed by your body.
Yeah, and they don't
Yeah, it's called home.
They don't. They. I guess at Planet. I've never worked out at a Planet Fitness, but I guess they work out on dudes who are grunting when they're lifting and throwing around big weights and
they don't
like muscle heads there.
Yeah, no meatheads there. Okay.
They don't want any of that stuff.
All right. Well, I'm not going.
Yeah, you're not going, Vic. You're out on this.
You too buff.
Dang it.
But this guy got arrested for he was working out. It's actually he's from Massachusetts, but the workout location was in Plaistow, New Hampshire. According to police, 34-year-old Eric Stagno entered the gym, pretty crowded gym. Of course, it was New Year's, so
yep, everybody's there.
Everybody's there. I've noticed that now. And he left all his clothes at the front desk.
All of them?
Literally all of them. And he went to the yoga mats and started to do yoga on the mats.
And leaves a funny sweat stain.
When officers arrived, he said that he believed the gym's judgment-free zone motto allowed him to exercise without clothing.
I'm liking this guy. I don't know. I've never met him, but I like this guy.
He didn't think that he would be judged for doing yoga in the nude.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Now that.
You want to see my three-legged dog?
The authorities were...
So he wasn't judged, he was arrested, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, he's just following the motto, man. I don't see a problem here.
Authorities disagreed with his logic.
As long as he rubbed down the apparatus when he was done.
I don't think he had a chance to.
Can you imagine walking in that day?
But
right?
Oh my God.
What the hell's going on over there?
Did the sign change? What am I missing?
And you're doing yoga behind him?
I know.
You got the mat right behind that dude? Ooh, Moon River.
Or you walk in after and then you hop on that mat and somebody's like, "Oh, you don't want to use that one."
Oh yeah.
You might.
That's not sweat.
You might want to use.
Why is it sticky?
You might want to choose a different mat.
That's blood.
Choose a different mat. He was arrested without incident, charged with indecent exposure, lewdness, and disorderly conduct after witnesses described feeling disgusted and unsafe by the situation.
No judgment, though.
No judgment.
We didn't
though.
judge you.
So, like, while the gym was promoting inclusivity and comfort, they did draw the line.
I don't know. I like this guy.
At some point.
Here, hold my shorts.
Avatar: Fire and Ash officially has grossed $1 billion at the box office.
My God! In one day?
No.
When did it open?
Oh, I was going to say
it reached the milestone on January 3rd. It's now
in a week.
No, it's been like 3 weeks.
Is it?
It's
I
been
know.
out a minute.
I've seen it on my Magic Box, but it's handheld cam.
Yeah. One of only 3 Hollywood movies released in 2025 to make $1 billion. The other 2, Lilo and Stitch, which made 1.04, and Zootopia 2, which is at 1.51 billion already.
So you got to be CGI or a cartoon to make any money.
Yep.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah. This is the 4th James Cameron film to cross the $1 billion box office mark.
Lord.
And 3 of them were Avatar movies. The other one is Titanic.
I'm not a big Avatar guy.
I
like it. It's pretty cool.
I watched about 20 minutes of the first Avatar movie. I said, this sucks.
This is stupid.
And I didn't watch it. And then everybody said, oh, it's a great film. And I said, I don't like it. And
I was in a different state of mind when I started watching it, so I just finished it, and then I liked it. It was pretty good.
I tried to watch the second one, and it just doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm out on it. I'm not watching any. I'm not interested.
And now they've kind of like become the Avatar. I don't know. More power to you.
Anne Frank.
Always an uplifting subject.
Yes. You remember Eva Schloss, the stepsister of Anne Frank?
I'm not familiar with Eva.
She was an Auschwitz survivor. She was the stepsister of Anne Frank. She has died at 96 years old.
Wow.
So
life well lived.
Yep, she died in London. The Anne Frank Trust of the UK, of which Schloss was honorary president, said she died on Saturday where she lived. And King Charles said he was privileged and proud to have known Schloss, who co-founded the charitable trust to help young people challenge prejudice. So, yeah, that was she moved in to Amsterdam. She was born in 1929 in Vienna, fled with her family to Amsterdam. She became friends with a young Jewish girl of the same age named Anne Frank, and turns out that her family also spent a couple years. They were eventually sent to the death camp. Schloss and her mother survived, and after the war, Eva moved to Britain and married the German refugee Zwei Schloss. In 1953, her mother married Frank's father, Otto, the only member of his immediate family to survive, Otto Frank.
So she didn't know Anne Frank.
She didn't
was
know.
Distantly related.
Well, no, they did meet each other.
Oh, they met each other. But
yeah, they did meet each other.
They didn't become family till long later.
Yeah, after she was dead. So
we're running out of World War II types.
Yeah. Well, those people are all very old. Got to be careful. A USPS driver is accused of trying to hit a child with his mail truck.
I saw this. I saw the video of it. Yeah, I saw the video of this.
This is in Florida.
Yeah, of course.
A USPS driver is facing criminal charges for trying to run over a 10-year-old after he saw the child was riding a scooter with a package he had just delivered.
He thought the kid was stealing it, so he's going to take the kid out.
The boy was actually taking the package to a neighbor's house after it was dropped off at his house by accident.
Yep.
So he said, I'll take it to my neighbor. And the mailman thought he was a porch pirate and decided that he would try and hit him with his car.
So I appreciate your attitude, brother. I just don't appreciate the target you chose. If somebody's porch pirating me, you have full right to go run over him with your mail vehicle. Take him out.
He ran over the scooter, narrowly missing the boy, causing him to injure his ankle while he dove off of the scooter.
I question your decision-making, but I liked the attitude.
White then grabbed the mailman, grabbed the scooter from underneath his mail truck and placed it in the mail truck, then started to drive away. It was at that point the boy's parents came outside to confront him, and he yelled at the boy before leaving. It's a 10-year-old on a scooter. It's not a normal porch pirate running up snatching packages you just dropped off. It's amazing what a small conversation would do in a situation rather than jumping straight to force, use of force, or really escalating the situation way past the point where it should have been. He has been questioned and arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, petty theft for stealing the kid's scooter, and criminal mischief.
Jeez. Again, I like the idea. I just don't like the target.
Yeah. Now, he's only been a mailman since last year. So this is like he doesn't even have a full year on the force.
Well, he hadn't brought a gun to work yet, so it's still safe.
Yeah, it won't be long, though. I would probably move on from this mailman now before things get out of hand.
Again, maybe there's work for him at UPS or FedEx.
Just don't tell them what happened.
Just don't let them know and take out any porch pirates. You have a license to take them out.
Yeah, I quit that job. You know, I didn't want the I didn't like the uniform. I thought it looked better in brown.
Yeah, I'm gonna do brown and shorts.
Whatever it is.
Get a cooler looking vehicle for sure. Seen those new mail trucks that look like there's something from Dr. Seuss?
No.
Oh yeah, they have like a huge cab.
This is the dumbest looking vehicle. It's like they intentionally designed. It's like birth control glasses for postal workers. Like, look at that idiot.
Yeah, not a great move.
They're goofy. I think they're electric.
Like that.
Look, check out the new one. It's not a Dr. Seuss, man.
It looks like something like
like a kid drew it.
It looks like something you'd see in Europe.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, there you go. And
or like something the Pope would ride in.
It is. They have a Pope mobile.
Very odd.
And he ran over a kid with that, huh?
Yeah. A teenager has been arrested. Rayo Callejas, 19 years old, was clocked yesterday going more than 150 miles an hour on wet roads in Hillsborough County, Florida. A trooper initially got behind him to pull him over. The teen accelerated even faster and eventually reached 154 miles per hour.
Didn't think she could go that fast, did you?
In his Ford Mustang.
Got his stanger going.
Nice. Was it a Shelby?
He eventually pulled over after the trooper flashed emergency lights and sirens. It has to be. I mean, it can't be just a stock model Mustang. There's no way that thing could go 150.
Give it to Shelby.
He had the Nas.
Maybe the Cobra.
Had the Cobra.
Oh, he had some turbos.
Yeah.
Downhill.
Yeah, GT 500.
Yeah, but they got him. Yeah. They got him. 154.
Respect.
On the highway.
Respect.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
and no alcohol was involved.
He just had some horsepower.
Usually, that's the,
just blowing some carbon out, officer.
I just wanted to hear the turbos whistle.
Hear that thing kick in.
I want to hear the turbos whistle.
I got news for you. I'm guessing you are going to be riding a bike for the rest of the week.
Yeah, they're going to keep that car.
Yeah. And finally, a Canadian woman was now this. I'm surprised this isn't the opposite. A Canadian woman was trying to enter the U.S. and she had a marijuana vape pen on her.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And she was denied admission. So hours later, she traveled to a park, which is not a lawful crossing point.
Okay.
And they've got a culvert there. And it said, "Do not cross international boundary," warning that violators will be arrested and charged. She went for it anyway. And
where is this?
This is in, I think it's in Minnesota.
Okay.
Minnesota.
So they just have kind of like an open border up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's no wall yet.
Yeah. Well,
We haven't built a big, beautiful wall
Surprised
yet.
they haven't built one against us.
I know. The affidavit states that Miss Moffitt ignored repeated commands, shouted obscenities at agents, and at one point shouted, "Go F yourself," before kicking the Border Patrol officer in the face.
Man,
how tall
some
is
bad
she?
weed.
Yeah.
How tall is she?
She was on the ground.
Okay.
Throwing like bicycle kicks.
I was gonna say, like, did he just like jump kick?
She shouted repeated insults and gender-based slurs at the supervising agent, including calling her the C word, and told her that she hoped they would all die a painful death.
Boy, the Canadians are normally nicer than this.
I know what happened.
Not up to character.
So while she was being carried, like she basically went limp, and it made the agents lose balance and fall over. And while she was rolling on the ground, still handcuffed, she began to kick her legs, and one of those kicks struck the supervising agent in the chin and face, forcing the agent's glasses into the bridge of her nose. She had a red mark on the bridge of her nose, redness on her chin, consistent with the kick, and she was also called the C word. So it was a really bad day for her.
Now, this is a U.S.
This is the U.S. Border Patrol had to stop a Canadian with a weed pin.
Don't you know this was funny as hell to watch?
She was supposed to meet her fiance. Oh no, it's in Washington State. It says here to retrieve their dog. And
that was an American dog and a Canadian dog in America, or an American
Canadian dog in America. They were trying to bring it back to Canada.
Had it just run off, or someone was watching it?
And she had to be high when she met her fiance, apparently. So
I wish there was some video of this.
Oh, me too. Can we get the body cam?
Them trying to carry her and they all fall down and she kicks them in the face.
Yeah. And when they asked her, she said she acknowledged seeing the agent's uniform and said, "I understand these officers were doing their job." She denies intentionally kicking anyone, but said it was possible that she struck an agent during the struggle. She also acknowledged that she may have yelled obscenities, telling investigators, "Yes, I probably said F you."
Oh, she's Canadian. I'm sorry.
Doesn't that seem like it'd be an American doing that to the Canadians? Like, we'd be so mad they didn't let us in with our weed.
Well, it's legal there, and it's legal in Washington State.
Certainly legal in Washington State. I think it's illegal in some places in Canada.
Really, I didn't.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think it's just free. It's not willy-nilly.
I thought it was everywhere.
No, I don't think it's like Jamaica there or anything. But I might be wrong. I'm not a
You're not a weed smoker in Canada.
No,
you haven't sparked up in Newfoundland.
I don't know much about geopolitics.
In Ottawa.
I don't know. All I know is if they've got drugs, we may bomb them. So
we need it anyway.
That's possible.
Could happen.
Drugs and oil. All right, we've got one break left in the entire show. We'll take that now, and then when we return, we'll wrap up the show the way we always do by taking a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Jeremiah Smith played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Rich Eisen here. LinkedIn Jobs is stepping things up with their new AI assistant so you can feel confident you're finding top talent. Get this. Employees hired through LinkedIn are 30% more likely to stick around for at least a year compared to those hired through the leading competitor. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10 more. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or import direct pads for just $20 more. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, Trying to find a needle in a haystack? Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making a player pick for the first time, there's something that can't be too hard, but in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels so good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups, bowl games coming, tournament time, it is time to jump right in. When it comes to playoffs, you go with stars. Stars always produce. In the NFL, they get those stars because they're stars. And as we get closer and closer, I love Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a man alone on Buffalo. Whenever you get to the more, you go with Josh Allen. In basketball, oh my goodness, Luka is balling. You can't go wrong with Luka. And I want to tell you about a brand new part of Prize Picks. It's a new feature, early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out on those winnings before the game even finishes. I want you to go download Prize Picks and use the code Alamo, and you're going to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's Alamo for $50 in lineups, and all you got to do is play 5. Prize Picks, it's so good to be right.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey now. Good morning, everybody. All right. As we wrap this thing up, this TV is wild.
This cast of characters on ESPN.
Yeah, the costumes, like.
Is it Halloween?
I mean, it feels like it.
What?
One guy's dressed up like a maitre d' at a
You're watching this
at like a 1980s hotel, and then Cam Newton is dressed like a doctor,
a riverboat gambler.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
He got Ace's stuff up his sleeve.
Yeah, he's like a traveling doctor in the Old West.
He'll pull your teeth and give you cocaine laden drink.
Yeah, he's gonna give you some kind of snake oil. Hey, this works on everything.
Drink this potion.
Try this.
That's funny.
Dr. Cam's cocaina.
Yeah, what a wild cast of characters. All right, let's wrap up the show the way we always do by taking a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
I'm a little surprised there's been zero movement in the college football playoff lines. Miami remains a 3.5-point favorite against Ole Miss. Oregon is playing Indiana. Indiana remains a 4-point favorite. So 3.5 and 4 were the opening lines. That's still where we sit.
If it was to move, do you think Indiana would pick up half a point?
I think there are people who no.
I think
it's more
lose?
It's more likely to go to 3.5 than 4 or 4.5. On the other side, I think it's more likely that it goes to 3, like Ole Miss takes money than Miami. because I think there is something to people going, oh, Ole Miss is the higher seeded team and they're an underdog.
Yeah.
I want that.
Because I'm trying to figure out if it's going to shift, which way it would go.
And also, like, something important to remember when I'm like projecting these, it's part of it is about the narrative on the teams, but also like moving from 3.5 to 3, 3.5 to 4. Those are big moves because 3 and 4 are both very key numbers. Moving from 4 to 4.5 is not a big deal. 4.5 to 5 is not a big deal at all. So anywhere in that 3 to 4 range, a move it takes a lot of money to move it.
I don't think it's going to happen then.
It might not. But those two total, or the Miami Ole Miss total sitting at 51.5, Oregon Indiana sitting at 46.5. How about these? The national championship matchups, if they were to occur. Indiana against Miami. Indiana would be 5.5-point favorites.
All right.
And you can bet these at some books now, like if you want to bet them before the game's even set up. Indiana against Ole Miss.
6 points.
8.5.
Oh, there we go. Knew it'd be bigger.
Oregon against Miami.
Ooh, Miami?
Oregon minus 1.5.
Yeah, okay.
Oregon against Ole Miss. Oregon minus 4.5.
They like Oregon.
They do. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear they think Oregon's the second best team. And that makes sense.
They could be. I mean, unfortunately,
from a seeding standpoint, they are.
Yeah, unfortunately, they played the weakest of the teams. It turned out, at least the one that was least prepared for the moment. But they.
I think
Alabama.
Remember, I mean, Ole Miss playing. I guess in the first round. When
I'm
Ole
just
Miss,
talking about last week.
Oh, last week, yeah.
Of the ones that are still here.
I don't know. Texas Tech was pretty unprepared. Alabama seemed pretty unprepared. Ohio State. I mean, hell, everybody seemed unprepared except for. I guess Alabama played all right, but Georgia seemed like they were all right. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not high on Oregon. I just think I love Indiana. I think that they are going to be the champions. I hope so. You can bet them right now plus 130 to win the championship.
Yeah, that's not bad. This is time to do it. Yeah. I want them to win.
Don't worry about point spreads and just take them to win the championship. I think that might be the way I go about it. The NFL, the lines for the playoffs, the Rams. The Rams have taken money. Earlier in the show when we talked about it, it was Rams minus 9.5. Now Rams minus 10.5 at Carolina. The Green Bay Packers no longer road favorites. They were road favorites. They are now 1.5-point dogs.
There we go. That's
at
about
Chicago.
right.
I think that makes a lot more sense. Buffalo's still a 1.5-point road favorite at Jacksonville. 49ers still plus 3.5 at Philly. Chargers plus 3.5 at New England. And the Steelers plus 3.5 hosting the Houston Texans.
I wonder what would have to happen for Texas to move that closer.
Honestly, it looks like you have to pay extra if you want the Steelers right now at 3.5, which means it's probably going to go to 3 pretty soon.
Then wait.
Yeah. So if you like the Texans, I would wait for a 3.
I think I might wait for a 3.
If you like the Steelers, I would suggest you jump on it now. That's good. To me, I like the underdog in that game just because I mean the total's 39.5. It's the lowest total on the board. I would say by far. Let me see. Yeah, by 6 points. It's the 39.5 is a very low total. The next lowest total is the Eagles-Niners, which is 45.5. The highest total on the board this week is the Bills-Jags game. No surprise, two teams that are much better on offense and defense. That one is set at 51.5.
Oh, man. All right.
A big
good weather
number.
Sunshine.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, the Bills put up 35 points this weekend without a kicker and a backup quarterback.
Weren't they just in Florida? Didn't they just go down to Miami?
Yeah.
The other day?
Yep. NBA today, the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons.
There's an injury with the Knicks, I think. Did I read something?
I don't know, but the line tells me there must be an injury with the Pistons. I would expect the Pistons at home against the Knicks, and this is a really good game. I would expect the Pistons to be favored here. They are not. They are catching 2.5 points at home. So I would check injury status, but if all's clear for everybody, I got to take the Pistons at home as
sitting
dogs
right now,
against the Knicks.
No Hart, no Landry Shamet. Jalen Duren's out for Detroit, but we knew that, and Tobias is out as well. So nothing new.
Yeah, I think I like the Pistons today. I don't think they should be getting points at home.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah, I like that. The Bulls go to Boston to take on the scorching hot Celtics. Celtics 11.5-point favorites in that one. The Hawks are at the Raptors. Raptors laying 2.5. Looks like they're about to be laying 3. Hosting the Hawks. The Phoenix Suns in Houston, coming off that big win last night over the Thunder. Now they are 8.5-point dogs in Houston. Houston also coming off a loss. The Charlotte Hornets are on the road. Oklahoma City looking to bounce back from said loss. We've talked about the Thunder, with the one exception being the back-to-back games against the Spurs. The Thunder, when they have lost this year, have come back and just bludgeoned their opponents.
And it took a miracle last night.
Here, they just lost. Now they're playing at home against one of the worst teams in the league. The Thunder are 15.5-point favorites.
Man, that's not enough.
I don't think it's enough either. The Nuggets, how about the Nuggets? Plus 11.5 at Philly. The Nuggets getting Christian Brown and Eric Gordon both back. I kind of like the Nuggets catching that many points.
I'll tell you, I saw a little bit of Philly over the weekend. Edgecombe is playing.
Oh man,
ball.
they're good. They are good.
He is good.
Golden State's at the Clippers. Golden State laying 1.5 on the road, and the Portland Trailblazers looking to stay hot. They are 5.5-point favorites hosting the Utah Jazz. Did you say Utes? I did. The National Hockey League, the Mammoth, speaking of Utes, the Utah Mammoth, they are minus 115 at the Rangers today. The once mighty Ducks of Anaheim are in Washington taking on the Capitals. Caps minus 140. The Ottawa Senators, minus 155, hosting the Red Wings. The Calgary Flames, also minus 155. They are hosting the Seattle Kraken. And the Minnesota Wild thing, you're minus 115 at the LA Kings for that matchup tonight. So we got some good games on the ice. Only 2 games of action in the top 25 of hoops. It's corn. It's got the juice.
Hey, they had a good win over the weekend.
They are number 13 in the country. They are 14-0.
I like them tonight.
And now they're traveling. Always be careful with Big Ten travel, but they are traveling, not a long trip, I guess. I guess every trip is kind of long for Nebraska. They go to Ohio State. Ohio State, a 2.5-point favorite against Corn.
Nebraska.
You're going Corn?
Boy, they sniped Iowa State.
That's a good win.
Weekend. Yeah, they're win. That's a good team. The mayor's got a team put together.
USC is at Michigan State. Now, last we saw of USC, they were taking on Michigan. And that was a 96-66
didn't go well.
Michigan win. I would assume USC stayed out in Michigan if they're playing. I mean, they're not going to fly back to California and fly right back out. They played on Friday. Now they play on Monday. I would imagine they'll be right back out there. USC is not expected to fare much better against Michigan State. Sparty, an 11.5-point favorite. I might back USC at 11.5.
I like USC. I certainly like the over.
I think a bounce back could do for them.
USC hit 70 points or better in 7 of their last 10. They get buckets. So I do like the over in this one. They might not beat them, but there's going to be a lot of points scored.
And no team in the country gets to the free throw line more than USC does, which is always – and they're big. That's part of it is they've just got a bunch of big bodies, and you kind of got to be rough with them to get them under control.
It sounds like Cronin's got his team playing – Big Ten basketball. If they're getting to the free throw line, USC team. Musselman's got his team playing Big Ten basketball instead of the West Coast style. If they're hitting,
they're still playing a little fast. They're like top 50 in tempo. But yeah, I think, especially on the road, I would be more inclined to think that they take Sparty's tempo, and if they do, 11.5 is going to be way too many points. So give me the dogs.
I like
in
the
that,
dog
I
and
say
the over.
Dog. The Trojans, but they are the underdogs. All right, man, that's it. That's all the sporting matches.
A Monday night without football.
What are we going to do?
It's actually, I need a breath because the playoffs starting up on Thursday. I mean, it's not like we get a long break, but it seems like I have watched my fair share of sports over the last 10 days. I'm kind of eager for a break.
No, not me.
I mean,
I'm worried.
Just a breath.
I'm worried about how life's going to be like without football.
Well, we ain't done yet, man. We still got 6 weeks of this.
I can already see it going away. I see it like starting to spread its wings.
Yeah,
it still hasn't. It's like you know that eagle that sits on the guy's arm, like and like sometimes it gets irritated and it starts to flap, and you're like, oh, is it going to take off? And then it calms down a little bit.
That's it.
But then eventually the flaps get real big, and you go, it's going, and then it just takes off, and then it's gone. It's gone.
See, I eagerly await the transition into basketball.
I like that said. I like that he played on the word. And he said, "I eagerly." Not eagerly. He eagerly.
I eagerly like that.
Eagerly await.
Oh, breaking news. The Cincinnati Bengals bringing back Zach Taylor next season.
Oh, he could have been free with Stefanski. They almost got out.
He tried to flap his wings. They said, nope.
Stuck in Cincinnati.
You stay.
You know, I don't know about this. That's a Joe Burrow call right there.
It is. Yep. Joe, do you want him back or not? And if the answer is yes, okay.
You get to stay.
Yep. That whole franchise, every question needs to go through Joe Burrow. All right, friends, that does it for us today. The Blitz has no bowl games to bail him out.
And Joe in town.
But
he had
is
his
he going to be
passport stamped. He's back.
a fully staffed Blitz?
Mm-hmm. I bet he's suntanned.
Oh
I bet
my
he smells
gosh.
vaguely of coconut and rum.
I bet that he got those braids put in with the little beads.
Little bead.
Yeah, I bet that's what he did.
Could dream. He could do it.
Yeah.
Braids. Matches his white belt.
They'll come up at 2 o'clock today. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. and do this whole shindig all over again. We hope you'll join us. For Vic and Rob, I'm AJ. For Kitty Big Balls, this has been the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.